You better watch out, 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 you better watch out. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out.
Hey, how's it going? We're live. And for some reason that didn't show up in the Why did that happen? I don't understand. Could you hear it? Could y'all hear it? Could y'all hear it? Please tell me you could hear it. Yeah, no eggnog. No eggnog. And no what do you call it? Poll tonight, because I don't have any clean tanks. But hey, we have each other. And that's what's important, right? That's what's important. We heard it this time. Okay, good. Because I tested it and it seemed like it worked. But then when I went over, I don't know, I didn't see the thing. But hi, welcome to Order 42. It's 2 days before Christmas and it's 72 degrees outside. And it's supposed to be like 80 on Christmas Day here. That's dumb. Doesn't feel like Christmas at all, you know? When you go outside in a t-shirt and jeans, I don't know, it just doesn't. I don't know. 81, yeah. I show that the high was 82 today. What are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But hey, welcome. Good to see you. Um, it's yeah, it's a man. It's just weird, man, because and I know people are probably like, dude, enough about the whole Billy thing, but it just keeps I mean, it just keeps coming up and it just keeps being a reminder, you know what I mean? And it's just like it's really rough. So, thank you guys for keeping up with me, putting up with me. More like over the last few months. It's been wild, man. And I'm sorry that I keep bringing it up, but it's going to affect me for a while apparently. So yeah. But you know what? I want to try something. I want to try something. Why is this not working? Okay, you can't see me. Somehow it didn't Yeah, there's the pun song. But yeah, now it works. Now it'll work. So if we want to watch the he's gonna find out song. Yeah. But hey, let's say hi to you guys. Star Fox, first up. I mean, look, I know people waited or you waited for people to come in. They didn't. What are you gonna do? You know? But good to see you. Bonobo Juice. Bonobo Juice. Welcome. Jody B. Hi, sir. Ninjinzu. How's it going? Let's see. Let's see who else. I mean, hey, if that's all that we got in here, that's great. Did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. And no, there was no prawn bookmarks. Come on. Come on, no prawn. But no eggnog, but hey. Okay, we can't do 10 seconds because number one, that would hurt. I wouldn't hurt. It would just be, I don't know if I could do that. I don't even know if I've never done more than, let's see, that was 2.6 seconds and it felt like a very, very long time. And that was a lot of vapor. And it's like, I mean, look, you can see it. There's so much vapor in here from one freaking pull. So let's turn that up because I don't want to set off the smoke alarm. You know, that's not the way to do it. You know, it's just not. But anyway, yeah, exactly. I just wanted to test the mic and make sure it was working, and it was. So there you go. Yeah, 81 degrees. That's stupid. I use t-shirt and jeans even in snow. Well, I mean, that's different. That's just you doing a thing. 7th, welcome. Can't stay long. Got a video to finish editing, but stopping in to say hiya. Well, hiya to you. It's good to see you. And I don't have anything super special to show off yet. But I mean, you know, I didn't. In fact, I got 3 things this week shipped to me, including a pre-order that was long delayed for some reason, and it was all jacked up. So I sent it back. So I don't even have it. Hopefully it'll get here next week. But yeah. Wait, I'm getting texts, not Texas. That would be weird. Oh, I'm getting photos. Oh, look at that. Look at the photos. That's awesome. So, yeah. Excuse me. Birthday rips for Billy. I mean, look. I mean, I don't know about that. Birthday rips? Christmas rips? Oh, it's Christmas night. Yeah, it's so weird, man. You know, especially if you go to the Game Chasers Reddit, you see them posting it every single Friday, which is kind of neat. So yeah. I mean, it's weird. It's like it's keeping it alive, but then also it's also a little weird because the purpose of those videos is different. But it's all good. If you guys enjoy it, I'm glad you guys enjoy it, and do it. Do the thing, you know. With the Chrome OBS window capture, you got to have the tab set up. When you turn on OBS, it disconnects from the window capture. Yeah, and I think what happened, because that's not Chrome, this is Safari. I think what it's doing is every time, I think what happened is I had set it up and then I restarted the computer because my computer's getting old, and I try to restart it every time before the stream, so that way everything's fresh and everything's good. But then that's what happened. It probably broke the browser capture thing in OBS. But hey, you know, that's a thing. That Rainbow Road one I got from those 3 is pretty good. Haven't tried the other 2 yet since my other tanks are full at the moment. I know. See, that's the problem. I have technically 7. Is it 7? I have 7 setups going right now. And one of them was so we could test that liquid. Remember there was an old liquid that I had. This was a few weeks ago. But I had an old liquid that was that I didn't like, and it was just sitting here to be put into the jar of shame, and or jug of shame, not jar. It's a jug. Anyway, yeah, remember we tried it and it was good. Well, I'm still working on that. So that's why I have 7 setups, and one of them is a little pod guy. In fact, I should have brought it in here because you might notice a couple things new. The Star Trek guy got up there, and then also a gift from Wood. It's a U2s of him, and he also gave me one of these. But this is look, I'm just gonna say it. I know hashtag not sponsored, and you know you can just get the whatever, but these are great. I love the original Satisfy grip, and I really enjoy this one too. So thanks, Uncle Wood. He's not my uncle. He's not. But he also gave me something that I thought was really, really cool. You may or may not have seen this video if you're not a beat 'em ups fan, which, you know, I can understand if you don't watch everything. But he went to Japan and he visited the Nintendo, the original Nintendo place, and he gave me that, which is cool. This is what it actually says. It's the original playing card company. So yeah, he gave me that. I thought that was really cool. So very cool. And you might be thinking, well, what did you get him? Well, this is something that I had hinted at. It's a shame that Rufus isn't here because he's gonna enjoy this. When Leon was here, we had an idea that made us laugh a lot. Beat 'em ups knows good grips. I mean, look, I love the thing. I think it's great. And by the way, Captain Awesome, No One Zone, welcome and Merry Christmas to you. Oh, it's Spencer. Oh, well, hi, Spencer. Buy Wood Chinese food in return. It's the best. I mean, we didn't have any Chinese while he was here. He was only here a couple of days, but I did give him my gift. Now, again, this was an idea that Leon and I had, and we were laughing, and for some reason it just kept getting like the idea of it was so funny, but it's one of those things where I felt like a little like, is this cheesy? Is this too weird? Is this too weird for like a Christmas gift kind of thing? Basically a joke. But I made it, and this one is actually a screw up. It is not centered, but you can see the design anyway. So this is basically, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I'm probably going to use it as a rag or something. But Wood is a fan of Buc-ee's. And look, I'm just going to show it. I made this. So, yeah, it's based on the Buc-ee's logo. It's goofy. It's goofy, and yeah, what I figured was we could do it where, you know, once we figure out all the details, once we figure out the best way to do it, I would like to make shirts with these because I think it's funny. So there you go. I don't know. So I honestly don't know if he got a kick out of it. Like, I mean, I think he did, but at the same time, I felt like he actually gave me like cool stuff, and I gave him a stupid shirt. So I don't know. But anyway, I need to make it up to him somehow. I need to get him something good. You know, something that's like, oh man, that's really, you know, something. But anyway, just when I think you can't get any dorkier, you go and make that shirt and totally redeem yourself. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The logo, I spent way too much time on this. Like seriously, I probably could have been doing videos, but no, I was working on this stupid logo. So basically what I did, if you've seen the Buc-ee's logo, I moved the B. Oh, it's right here. I moved the B from here over here. I tried to find the actual font that Buc-ee's uses, and I couldn't find. I got an estimation. So the O is basically the U, but with the bottom half flipped around. And then the R is from that font that I found that was as close as I could get. And so I just tried to make it look as close to the Buc-ee's logo as I could. I think I got pretty dang close. I just noticed something that's off because I'm a perfectionist. But yeah, there you go. So, there you go. But I think Rufus will get a kick out of that. And I think it would be funny to just do it where it's just the logo, you know, or just the face. Because if you go to Buc-ee's, it doesn't have actual Buc-ee's written across it. It just it's just the circle with the beaver in it, you know? So anyway, I got a badass gift sent to me from my mom. It's a Cars shirt that has Radiator Springs and characters from the movie on it. That is cool. I actually, you know, I like that movie. I don't remember any of the other ones. There were like 2 or 3 others, right? Wasn't there a Planes too? I never saw that. I never saw any of them, but I liked the first one. I thought the first one was really good. Am I born and raised in Texas? Are you a Texas boy through and through? Yes. Yep. I was born in Dallas. What's funny is I was born in a hospital in Dallas, just south of downtown Dallas. And that's where I had some of my major surgeries too, when I was going through all the Crohn's stuff and intestinal stuff. So what's weird is like, what I kept thinking of is Return of the Jedi. When Luke is like, I was born here, you know, and Han goes, you're going to die here, you know. Convenient. And I was thinking that all the time, and I was like, please don't die in this hospital. That would be really strange. But I didn't. I didn't. So 2017 was the last time I had to worry about basically dying in the same place that I was born. But anyway, yes, I am a Texas boy. Bong rips, cheese rips, butt rips, whatever, I'll rip it. Look, the thing is, I wonder. It actually makes me. I'm curious, like what Billy would have thought of all of the attention he got. Like, I mean, he was trending on Twitter. He was, I mean, and the love and support that came out for him was just, I mean, and it's just what I saw. I probably only saw a portion of the just like all the love and support for him, and it was just, I don't know. It's still kind of an amazing, surreal thing. But I wonder what he would have thought. He would probably be like, what are you guys doing? Like, wow, why the big deal? I don't know. Or maybe he would have been like, more. I don't think so. He was strangely like humble for what he did, you know? But I apologize. Look, we're only 17 minutes into the stream and I'm already talking about Billy again. So, sorry. Yes, Spencer. I see you there. I see you. I just counted. I have 7 setups too. LOL. I want to use my Boro tank more, but it's just not as flavorful as my dual coil ones. I know. That's why. Like, I have some really cool ones. I mean, the coolest one, I don't even know where it is. Oh, yeah. This one is seriously, like, here's this setup, which is this setup with my old reliable tank on here, my favorite tank. Look at this setup. Look at how tiny that is. That is so freaking cool. The problem is this is a single coil, and because of the design, it can only fit a certain kind of tank. But it's super tiny and super cool and super awesome, but it just doesn't give me the same. So, I don't know. Is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie? Jay McClintock, that is a great question. And welcome, by the way. That is an awesome question because most of that movie also takes place on Christmas or around. It's definitely Christmas adjacent. But here's the thing, and this is because look, I don't want to. I mean, look, right now we have 18 votes. 2/3 of the people say, of course it is. And 1/3 says, of course it's not. But here's the thing that made me kind of go, because I've been, for a long time, I was like, oh, yeah, of course, there's it, Chris, ho, 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 there's now I have a machine gun, right? Ho, ho, ho. All of that. But here's the thing. It's not about the content. It's more about, do you identify Christmas with this movie? A lot of people identify a lot of Star Wars movies as Christmas movies because the Star Wars movies were coming out at Christmas, and so it kind of felt like it was part of it became part of people's routine. It became, Star Wars was linked with family and all that kind of stuff. Now, you could argue, well, that's only the Disney era, Almost all of the other Star Wars movies came out in May. Sure. But I think a lot of people would say, yeah, they're not Christmas movies. Like, you don't get the Christmas spirit from watching, Attack of the Clones. But if you identify, if you link it with Christmas, then who's to say that it's a Christmas movie and it's not, or not, So I would say that if you grew up with Die Hard as being like a movie you watch around Christmas time, it's a Christmas movie. If you're gonna stick by the whatever, I mean, even Bruce Willis said that it wasn't a Christmas movie, But I don't know. It's a weird conversation to have, Because mostly it's about yeah, I don't know. I just think it's I enjoy the discussion around it, but I also in my head I'm like it's Schrodinger's cat. It's a Christmas movie until someone says it isn't, or it's not a Christmas movie until someone says it is. It's just a movie, Here's the thing. Would you watch, say, Christmas Vacation in June? I know I have. Back when I had it recorded, like back on VHS in the VHS days, I would watch it anytime because the movie's just funny. So, I don't know. Blast rag. What kind of rag? That rules. I need that shirt. Oh, okay. Here I'm actually getting into the oh dear God. X Darkness Shadows X207. Hey, welcome. And yeah, it's goofy. It's pretty goofy. But see, here's the thing. What the plan was to have it be like a box just full of different merch. Like a coffee mug, a refrigerator magnet, a notepad. I mean, just all of these different products, all with my freaking face on it. For some reason, the idea of it was hilarious. The problem is, because of the holidays and all that, and because I honestly took way too much time to finish this logo, we just didn't get to do it all. So that's another thing. But that shirt looks super well. Oh yeah, I already read that one. But thank you. You'll rock that shirt. The first movie and third movie are great. Oh, the Cars movies. Adam, how's it going? Oh man, that shirt is hilarious. It's going well, and I'm happy that y'all think the logo's funny. People up north are obsessed with Buc-ee's too. Everyone around me has merch and stuff and talk about having gone there on trips. It's one of those things where I can understand why people would be, I'm not going to say upset about the Buc-ee's thing, but it's kind of one of those things where a lot of people are like, I don't know, what's the big deal? It's a freaking gas station. But man, you go there and they've got seriously, the best bathrooms. I mean, I have never been outside of a really, really, really nice restaurant. I have never been in a better bathroom. A bathroom where every stall has a door and you're basically in your own little room. You know? It's literally you could probably take a nap in there. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to because that's kind of gross. But what I'm saying is it's so awesome. And there's 100 stalls. I mean, I don't know how many stalls there are, but that's one of those things. The bathroom is just one thing, you know, especially when you're on a long road trip. That's just one element of it. But then there's the fudge counter. There's the snack bar, you know, where you can get all kinds of, you know, there's the barbecue bar where you can get chopped brisket and sausage and whatever sandwiches you want. Or, you know, hey, I just want pretty much any candy you can think of is there. And then they have big, huge bags of jerky and all the drinks and it's everything. But they've got freaking grills there and cast iron skillets and shirts and hats and sunglasses. And I mean, it's an everything kind of destination as a travel stop. And it's kind of awesome. So I don't know. I'm lucky that I have one fairly close to me that I can go to pretty often. As often as I desire. But the beaver nuggets, man. The beaver nuggets. They're so good. They're definitely worth trying. I posted it in movie chat. My mom also sent me the first Cars 4K Blu-ray. Oh. Have I ever been to Dallas Vintage Toys? Jay, I don't think I have. I'll be honest. The toy collecting, game collecting, all that kind of stuff, I've never really been into it. It's just not my thing. I'm a movie guy, and most of the kind of stuff that I would want is way like the stuff that I like to collect when it comes to movie stuff. It's more expensive. And honestly, I can't afford it or justify it. And then you look at this and you go, well, what about that? Well, here's the thing. I didn't buy any of this. All this Lego corner back here, that is my wife and I. That's not just me. And that's something that we can do, you know, it's kind of like, it's almost like, look, we're getting old, man. We don't always want to go out and, you know, paint the town red, as they said in the 1950s. Yeah, we'll sit at home. We'll order some food, eat the food, and then build some Lego. And we'll do that once a week until the set's done. And it's fun. It's a fun thing that we can do together, and we both really enjoy it. So there you go. But no, where is it? Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Dallas Vintage Toys. Forest Lane. No, I have definitely not been over there. I rarely ever go to Dallas. Like ever. The only time, and that's. Oh, okay. What is that? Is that actually Dallas? Or is that what is that? Garland? No, it says Dallas. No, I've never been there, actually. Never been there. In fact, I think the last time that I actually went to Dallas for anything other than driving through was to go to a Half Price Books over there. So, yeah. But no. The Billy effect. Content versus intent. I'm not sure what we're talking about. But that's because that was 20 minutes ago when y'all posted that. Star Wars isn't a Christmas movie to me because none of them take place during Life Day. I mean, that's... Oh, hey! Okay, wait a minute. Everything updated. Why didn't this come through? I just saw that... I didn't hear the alert. Okay, did the Streamlabs thing finally break? I'm just going to play this again to see if it happens. Dude, Streamlabs, man. What the hell? There are people that stream on Mac. Get your crap fixed. That's so annoying. I'm sorry, Ninjinzu, that you didn't get an alert or anything. I'm sorry. But here, I'm going to heart that he's going to find out. He's going to find out. He's going to find out. Merry Christmas to all. Ninjinzu, Merry Christmas to you too. And thank you for that $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I don't know why... it seems like every time I stream, something breaks. Like, why? I mean, look, the computer's getting old. It's 5 years old now. It's definitely getting old. But it's not that old. It's not that bad. I came in here the other day to turn on my, my Siri lights, right? So, my Siri lights. No. I didn't ask you to do anything. Right? Turn it on. So there's two different lighting rigs. Rigs? What do you call that? Pole? It's one of those panels on a pole, right? And I have them set up with the Siri lights. Sorry. I won't say it again. So one's on the right, one's on the left. Well, for some reason, the one on the left just stopped working. And I couldn't get it to work. And it took forever to get this thing to work. I had to actually this is so dumb. I had to restart my phone for it to add. But it's like, why is everything breaking? It sucks. Anyway, Star Wars Christmas Special is the best release too. Is it though? Is it? Because I thought the holiday special was kind of poop. It's pretty bad. And see, look, Jody B, man, he says it. That's kind of Schroeder's cat. He says it was not released as a Christmas movie, November-December release. Christmas is the time the story is taking place. For me, Die Hard is, and it actually came out in like June or July, didn't it? For me, Die Hard is an action movie, not a Christmas movie. But if you enjoy watching it during the holidays, go for it. But it's when people just, I think where people, start to really go, hey, wait a minute, is when people are saying, no, 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 it's a Christmas movie. You're just being obtuse or whatever. No, just let people do whatever they want to do. You know, if I mean, it's like, and it's not like people are coming in, breaking into your house and putting in a 4K Blu-ray of Die Hard and saying, sit down and watch it and enjoy it. Damn it. Nobody's doing that. So I say, who cares? If you want to watch it as a Christmas movie, watch it as a Christmas movie. I watch that. I've watched that movie so many times at so many different times a year. It doesn't even matter. But there you go. I can't say if I'll watch Christmas Vacation because I've still never seen it. Wow. Look, here's the thing. That's something that rules. Well, Bonilla Juice, thank you. Thank you. You know, and it's God, it's so goofy, isn't it? I mean, it's just goofy. Anyway. Oh, by the way, I didn't actually show this off during the review. Avatar Fire and Ash 3D glasses. I gotta say, man, I know people they love to hate on things. They love to hate on things. But man, I really enjoyed Avatar. And if I had the time, I'd go see it again. I really enjoyed it. I don't know. Perfect truck stop bathroom for sure. Like no question. No question. There's literally art for sale on the walls in some of the Buc-ee's. Yes. Yes. There's so much stuff in Buc-ee's that you wouldn't think. And the fact that they create, it's kind of like, in a weird way, it's almost like Buc-ee's is the Trader Joe's of convenience stores or truck stops, because it's got, they create their own stuff too. So they have their whole line of jerky. They have they make all kinds of different candies, all kinds of different like, you know, chocolate covered popcorn, dude. You know what I mean, different kinds of popcorn in bags, you know, pretzels dipped in all kinds of things. I just love the place, you know. Now it's also one of those places where, man, you can make yourself sick with all the variation in there. Oh, and not to mention freaking all kinds of hot sauces and salsas and basically Texas. It's almost like Texas stuff, you know, which is in there. It's a cool place. Not beaver nuts, beaver nuggets. And yeah, those are one of those things where you go, okay, this kind of tastes like a sweet Cheeto. But then you find yourself man, they're so good. They're so good. And I think everybody needs to try them. Everybody needs to try them. Leon, welcome. Buc-ee's bathroom needs more bidet. Yes, it does. Leon, I'm sure you saw this. I'm sure you saw this. The sort of finished product. And again, this one was it didn't quite work out because it was off center and it was like, okay, let's do another one. But yeah, it did happen. And again, I'm not quite sure if he actually enjoyed it or not. I was trying to be funny and I don't know if it worked. I don't know if it worked. The Lego thing is a marital event. I mean, it kind of is, especially when they're that expensive. I forgot to say happy birthday. Well, it's not my birthday. Yesterday was Jerry's birthday. If you've been watching the show, it's Jerry's birthday. Jerry, you know, has been on the show a couple of times. It was his birthday yesterday. So, oh, Die Hard, a Christmas movie, content versus intent. Gotcha. Now I get it. Which, there you go. It's kind of like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's a really good way to put it. That's a good way to put it. He's given enough to the city to not have to step foot back in it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not I got to be honest. I've always lived, like, I grew up in Dallas County, but I very rarely went to Dallas. We always went west. So we'd always go to Arlington and Fort Worth and the surrounding kind of cities. But I grew up in Grand Prairie. That's where our Blockbuster was, you know, with Billy and Jay and Rufus and All the guys, John, all the guys that worked with us at that Blockbuster. That was in Grand Prairie, which was literal minutes away from my high school. So, yeah. 5-year-old Windows still does great. I don't know. I did not say that. I did not say that it's a Christmas movie and that people are being a douche. Now I have a machine gun, ho ho ho, and a merry non-specific holiday to all. I just like the happy all the things. You know? Covers New Year too. In happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever. All the things. Happy all the things. Very, very succinct. And I mean, you could say, well, isn't that what Happy Holidays is? Sure. But I don't know. It's perfect. Don't touch it. Get your hands off it. You texted me it, or was that a different one? No, that's it. That's it. That's definitely it. I mean, I made because we were putting it on a white shirt, I made the text white, or the text was white. I made it red, but that was it. I do prefer Arlington over Dallas. Yeah. Arlington it doesn't have like all the big high rises like Dallas or Fort Worth has. It doesn't have like a big like downtown area like that, but it just, I don't know. It has all the things. Wait, Rufus Light from here? Rufus worked with you guys at Blockbuster. No, I was talking about Rufus the Red because he was talking when I hinted about that I had a new design cooking. He got really excited. So that's all I was saying. Yeah. Dallas is very ghetto. I don't know about that. Because there are, I will say this. The downtown areas of Dallas and Fort Worth are very different. Dallas has a very, unfortunately, Dallas has a sort of a crime problem. So I don't typically go down there. I never liked going down there anyway because I didn't like how the streets were laid out. I didn't like how I always felt like I was lost no matter where I was. And I didn't like going down there. But it's, it's not that bad. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm from the ghetto. That's why I'm so hardcore. Wow, Stop Fawkes. Wow. The area we visited with that awesome taco place seemed like an area I wouldn't want to walk around at night. Taco place. Taco place. When? I'm not remembering the taco place. Empanada. Oh. Yeah. 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 You're right. You're right. You're right. Oh yeah, man, those were good, weren't they? That was one of those places where like you sit there and you go, why isn't there one on every corner? This is amazing food. And I think part of it is that it's kind of like, to me, the one-off restaurants are sort of like someone's first book or someone's first, somebody's first album, right? I've been reading again. I've been thinking about art a lot lately and just kind of trying to broaden my horizons about the way that I think about art and the way I think about books and movies and everything, right? Music. One of the things that says you have your whole life to create your first album. Your second album, you get a year. And it was like, wow. It's part of the reason why you there's so many one-hit wonders. Now, I mean, some of them are just people that just got lucky, and they had the one hit and then they never had another hit. But when they've had all this time to create and craft and write and do all of these songs for this first album, and they come out with it and it's an amazing thing and they tour with it and all that kind of stuff, and then there's the pressure from the record studio. Where's the second one? And then the second one comes out and it's nowhere near as good, and it's because they have no time. It's sort of like it's someone's second book, it's someone's second movie. There's all of these things where it just kind of made me start thinking about it. And I feel like with food, it's the exact same way. You've got this one restaurant and they're putting 100% of their focus and 100% of their powers as cooks, chefs, whatever you want to say, into this restaurant. Then when you start to branch out and you say, okay, we're going to do a second one and a third one and a fourth one. Well, you can't be everywhere at once. So you don't know if the quality at your second location or third location or fourth location or whatever is going to be any good. And so that's where I think it's really, really interesting that you've got a place like this and you were like, I wish I could have those empanadas all the time. Like, I would seriously go all the time if those were around because they were so tasty. But part of what makes them so good is probably the fact that it's their only location. You know what I mean? Am I making any sense? I feel like I'm just talking and I don't know if I'm making any sense. That's usually what happens in this old brain of mine. You know? I don't know. Leon is fresh eyes from across the pond. If he says it's ghetto, I believe him. I mean, you're probably right. I mean, Leon, you were in downtown Fort Worth. You were in downtown Dallas. What's your? I mean, you definitely have an opinion there, and I mean, it's the same opinion that I've had like almost my entire life. I'd rather go to downtown Fort Worth and hang out than go to downtown Dallas. And the thing is, it's gotten to the point where even downtown Fort Worth has a certain number of, I'll just say, there's some things there. But yeah, I don't know. They were the best happy accident. Yes, absolutely. But seriously, I've been thinking about, since I basically wrote my first script, and I feel like I learned a lot from that. And now that I'm thinking about the second script, and it's really kind of interesting about, it's kind of like, it's weird. I think there's levels of struggle. Like somebody who's never, like, let's say, have never written a screenplay or a book or whatever. That seems like almost unsurmountable to a lot of people. But then once you do that, then you're probably in my mind, I'm thinking about the second one and I'm going, this one's going to be really hard. This one's going to be really hard to pull off. And hopefully it's as good, if not better, right? I find that really interesting because I know that if you'd asked me 8 years ago, what would be harder, the first script or the second? I would have said the first, absolutely. But now I'm thinking the second one's going to be the hardest. I don't know. I'm probably just talking. I don't know. My dad too. They used to go around the neighborhood looking for other gangs to fight with when they were bored for real. Him and his friends were wild. My dad may be 57 years old, but I wouldn't fight him. I'm not fighting an ex-boxer / gang fighter. Yeah, Jay Paul would. They aren't that bad to walk around at night. Just stay strapped. I don't think everybody wants to, hey, let's go hang out in this place and make sure that we're armed. I don't know. Sounds like it might not be the most fun time. Ooh, hold on a second. Just give me a second. I'm just gonna Hold on a second. Wow. I'll just say that. It's a wow. Let's see. What are we doing here? I'm just still thinking about how good those empanadas were and want more. I know, and there were so many different kinds. Let me see. Let me see. Empanada. Do you remember the name of it? Um. Mm, mm, mm. Was it the Empanada Cookhouse? It is. This is it. This is the place. The Empanada Cookhouse. Yeah, this was the place. Unbelievable. So freaking tasty. So here's the thing. Let's go to the menu here. So look at where are the flavors? Okay, here's the different ones. So you got a chicken fajita, chicken buffalo, chicken melt, barbecue pork, pork al pastor, pork tamarindo, beef and potato, beef chimichurri, cheeseburger. I don't even know. Pabellon Venezolano? Venezolano? I don't know if I'm saying that right. A cheese empanada, spinach and mushrooms, roasted veggies, bacon, egg, and cheese, Western eggs. Dude, I'm telling you. So they have basically an empanada for every hour of the day. Man, this place was amazing. So freaking good. So freaking good. And I think what I got, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I got the barbecue pork, the pork al pastor, and then I thought I got a different one. But it was all so freaking good, man. It was all so good. I can't believe I just bam, there it is. Hello all, back from a walk and talk. Hey Shozama, how's it going? It's good to see you. A lot of Cowboys fans for sure. Oh, and here's another weird thing. While we were in the Empanada Cookhouse, basically a team of people that work for FIFA were there because the World Cup is coming to the US next year. And apparently something's going to be in Dallas. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And of course, I mean, I don't know anything about, FIFA and the World Cup and all that. Leon struck up a conversation with him and that was pretty cool to just hear, it was kind of neat. A lot of Cowboys fans in there. Yeah, that's for sure. Pumpkin empanadas. What is bonobo juice? You have your entire life to take your first dump. You have about 4 to 8 hours to make your next one. I peaked as a baby. I don't even know what that means, but it's great. It's pretty good. Fort Worth seemed just a bit business district-y. Dallas, ghetto. Arlington was kind of nice in a, hey, we're Texas. We don't know how to set up town centers and high streets kind of way. Yeah. It's just Arlington's more spread out, and the thing is Dallas is actually pretty huge, but it's just the downtown area is just very built up. And then Fort Worth is same thing, just built up. So it's, actually Fort Worth, the what do you call it? The city limits is huge around, way off of the, you would be surprised how far Fort Worth goes from the downtown area. So it's, but anyway, I get what you mean. Westerny. Fort Worth is definitely more, I would say, I think it has more, I don't know if it has more history or not, but it seems to have more of a, it's almost like they embrace the touristy part of coming to Fort Worth, It was basically a stop for people going west, It was what do you call it? I can't even remember. I don't even remember the term. It was one of the few, I guess, few towns. I was gonna say travel stop. That doesn't sound right. You know what I'm talking about? Where the wagons were going west and they would stop in Fort Worth for sundries and things. You can get a 6-pack? Why the hell did we just get 2? I don't know, Leon. I don't know. You're just staying strapped, huh? I know you hit the green sauce. I honestly don't remember. We had a bunch of different sauces, I think. Because I think they had them in squirt bottle things. And so I was just trying, like, it would be like, take a bite, okay, grab a different one, take a bite, you know? That's what I did anyway. Because I thought it was good. I thought it was just, that place was amazing. I think I got a beef one and pulled pork one with the green sauce. Seems a bit pricey unless they're bigger than normal priced empanadas. Bite-sized? No, they were, I can't remember how big they were. They weren't huge by any stretch, but they weren't like tiny. They weren't like this big or anything. Yeah, $4 or $5 each, but decent size. Yeah. Movie High Club. Here he is with some lists: top 3 alien or sci-fi type movies and top 3 Christmas movies. Top 3. Okay, let's one at a time here. All right, just one at a time. Alien movies. Or sci-fi type movies. Okay. So I would say Alien. Contact. (2001). Pretty sure those are my top 3 sci-fi movies. I'm thinking about all the different movies that I love. Let's see. Let's just see. There it is. Let's see. Genre. Science fiction. Okay, so we got these are okay, according to my movie app, I've scanned almost all of my movies, not my old DVDs, but all the DVDs that are in that box are represented some either in Blu-ray or 4K. So 12 Monkeys, 2001, 2010, AI, Artificial Intelligence, Steven Spielberg, The Abyss, Adjustment Bureau, Akira, The Alien Anthology, Altered States, which I haven't seen yet, Amazing Stories, which is a TV series, or TV series, Andromeda Strain, Ant-Man, Armageddon, Avatar, Avengers. Battle Royale is not sci-fi. Why is that sci-fi? Blade Runner 2049, Brazil. Okay, why are the MCU movies in sci-fi? That's weird. Children of Men. Well, there's Christopher Nolan collection, so probably Interstellar, right? Chronicles of Riddick, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, The Creator, Daredevil, Dark City, for sure. Death Race. That's my wife's, by the way. Because I thought that movie was kind of poop. Die Hard. Why would Die Hard be considered a sci-fi movie? No. Dune, Edge of Tomorrow. That's a good one. Evolution Existenz. The Fifth Element. I'm just scanning some of these because some of these do not fit in sci-fi. The Fountain. Ooh, that's a good one. The Mad Max series. Yeah. Gattaca. Gattaca's a good one. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Hunger Games? I don't think so. iRobot, In Time, Independence Day, Insurgent. Oh, that's one of those. I never watched those. James Bond movies don't count. Jurassic Park kind of counts. K-Pax. So what is up with this? Like there's no way that this movie, a noir film, is a science. Why does that science fiction? That is not a science fiction movie. The Last Starfighter. Yeah. The Martian. Megalopolis, I guess counts. Men in Black. Minority Report. The Mist. More of a... I mean, it is sci-fi, isn't it? Kind of. Pitch Black. Predator. Prey. Prometheus. Repo Man, which I haven't seen yet. Planet of the Apes. RoboCop. Rogue One. Of course, the Star Wars, Star Treks. Serenity. Speed Racer. Kind of, I guess. I don't know what you call that. The Star Treks. Okay, there's a lot of Star Treks, a lot of Star Wars. Stargate. Sunshine, Super 8. Tenet. Terminator. Terminator 2. They Live. The Thing. Oh, The Thing. I don't think it beats those three, in my opinion. Time Bandits. Transformers. Treasure Planet. The Tron movies. The Matrix movies. Unbreakable. Until the End of the World. That's very deep sci-fi. V for Vendetta. We're spending a lot of time on this, aren't we? Who cares? WALL-E. That's a great one. Watchmen. Wild Wild West. World War Z. The World's End. And the X-Men films. I would definitely say that my top three are those. Is that good? As far as Christmas movies goes, I would say if we're counting Die Hard would definitely be in there. Christmas Vacation, and probably A Christmas Story. As far as Christmas movies go. And it's mostly because it's nostalgia, really. But Christmas Vacation seriously cracks me up every time I watch it. So it's got it. That's my, I mean, if we're not counting Die Hard, I'll throw in I was thinking It's a Wonderful Life, but because that is a good one. I really enjoy that movie. But anyway. So yeah, there you go. Those are their top threes there. England are playing Croatia in Dallas, I think. Oh, see, there you go. We're going to get better at the World Cup. Our group sucks. Having the day off, Rufus the Red is here. I didn't realize it was Order 42 day. Well, hey, you remember I was talking about a new merch idea, Rufus? I'm going to show you. Possibly. Based on the Buc-ee's logo. There you go. We'll talk about it. We'll figure out what we're going to do with that. Wide spot in the road. I'm not sure what that means. But there you go. See, that's what happens, man. When you get on a tangent and then you come back to something and you're like, I don't know what that means. The stockyards are awesome. The moo cows are very cool. Very cool. I really did. I like going down there. It's fun to just hang out down there. Oh my gosh. Ollie 86 with $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm going to get crucified, but Elf. Why would that be? That is not a bad Christmas movie. That is a great Christmas movie. I enjoy that movie. It's just not one that I immediately think of, but I own that movie. It's a good one. I wonder, does it have a section for Christmas? Can you search? I wonder. No. That would be cool if it did. That you could add Christmas to as a subgenre, a holiday film. But thank you so much. Is it Ollie? I'm guessing it's Ollie 86. That's a great one. And thank you so much for that. That's very, very nice of you. Very nice of you. I ended up returning that Legion Go S with the Z2 Go CPU. It just doesn't perform as good as my ROG Ally with the Z1 Extreme. I may just save up and buy the Legion 2 eventually, since that, man, it is really expensive. Did you see Retro Gamecore? Retro Gamecore? Is that it? Did a review on the Legion Go S today. So, love the postcards, Fort Worth. A great place to stop and take a dump on your way somewhere else. I mean, I don't think so. I honestly love Fort Worth. I mean, it's a place you can do all kinds of things. And you've got, if you want to watch some sports, there's plenty of sports that you can watch. There's plenty of things to do. Plenty of great places to eat. The only problem is that there's nothing really to look at. Unless you're into, hot women. I don't know. See, here's the thing. I wonder if, like, what area of the country honestly has the best looking women. I've always thought that Texas had great looking women. And I've actually been to other cities, all over the country, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not impressed. I'm just kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Am I wrong? Or is it just because I've seen enough, You have to be in a place for a while. I don't know. The best empanadas are from those places where the people barely speak English, to be honest. I have to have my dad translate the Spanish for me. Well, all I can say is that this place was great. If you're ever in Dallas and you want some good empanadas, go to the Empanada Cookhouse. That place is great. Who had the better movies, Bruce Willis or Nicolas Cage? Man. I'm going to say Bruce Willis. Because mainly for 3 different movies. 4 different movies. Die Hard. Sixth Sense. Oh God, what was the other one? 12 Monkeys. And Moonrise Kingdom. I feel that Nicolas Cage doesn't have quite the range that Bruce Willis did. And I think Nicolas Cage has a lot of really good movies. Like, I love Raising Arizona. I love the National Treasure films. I love The Rock. But Con Air is dumb fun. But I feel like those are all kind of mid-range. And I feel like it's almost like you've got this plateau of fine. And Bruce Willis would have some really bad ones, and then he'd have some really amazing ones. And I feel like the amazing ones are better. And the same with Harrison Ford and Jack Nicholson. Like, I have to pick Harrison Ford. I have to, because Star Wars and Indiana Jones. No matter what other movie you can think of, I can't. I'm sorry, it just doesn't. I love Jack Nicholson as Batman. I love One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I love Chinatown. There's so many great Jack Nicholson films, but it's just, there's so many of Harrison Ford's movies that I absolutely adore and have seen hundreds of times. That's a personal decision more than I think if you would add up all the IMDb scores, or if there was actually a place where you could go and actually see the quality of a movie, which you really can't because it's all subjective. But in my opinion, I think Jack Nicholson has the better films, but Harrison Ford has the movies that I most want to watch again. So there you go. Mike's Films Fix. Why is Die Hard being a Christmas movie even a debate? I think it's just, again, I think we've figured it out. I think it's a Christmas movie if you want it to be. Some people just, they don't see it as a Christmas movie because all it is it's a movie that takes place at Christmas. It's not a movie that is, that even came out at Christmas time. When that movie was released, it was in the middle of the year. So it wasn't billed as a Christmas film. It was an action film that just happens to take place on Christmas. Just like Lethal Weapon, I don't think you can call a Christmas film either. But the difference is, I think, if you want to watch it at Christmas time and it's something that, you grew up with, your family and friends, like to watch Die Hard at Christmas, who are we to say? That's kind of how I look at it. I'm a live and let live kind of guy, So, and see, because it's a Christmas movie and other people just don't want it to be. But see, that's the funny thing. Even Bruce Willis himself was like, no, this is not a Christmas movie. Now, I don't know if he was joking or not, but it's whatever. Hey, Steve. Who's Steve? If Steve is here, hey, Steve, how's it going? This is not good that I'm an hour into the stream and I'm already like my throat is like, ugh. I think Bruce and Nick Cage have equally good movies. I love both. I mean, yeah, you're right. I'll choose X-Men movies over any Marvel movies for sure. See, that's going to be interesting when they bring X-Men into the MCU. It's going to be, look, I know a lot of people with the Avengers stuff, the trailers and all that stuff, and some people are like, oh, I can't wait for Doomsday, and then there's some people that are like, why are they even trying at this point? I'm down to see what they do because I really love the world that they've created and I want to see what they do with it. And it may crash and burn, but I'm going to be there. So I think I'll go with Bruce on that one. Oh, Bruce Willis, yeah. And Rufus the Red, Merry Christmas to you too, sir. White Christmas. Oh, White Christmas as one of your Christmas movies? Yeah, it's good, but it's not, I mean, not for me. Not for me. And it depends, like some people like to watch Christmas movies for the Christmas spirit and all that stuff. I just like to watch a movie on Christmas. I technically don't really watch Christmas movies anymore as such. But if I were, I would like one to be entertaining. And Christmas Vacation to me is it's one of the funniest comedies, period, in my opinion. It's a great movie, but it's also got that Christmas element to it that kind of makes it, I don't know. Ghost Rider, Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah. Nah. X-Men movies are Marvel movies, actually. Willy's Wonderland, Prisoner of the Ghostland, Pig, Sympathy for the Devil, and so many more. I mean, look, here's the thing. Hey. The only one of those that I've seen is Pig, and it was fine. It was cool to see him not play so crazy, because it seems like Nicolas Cage for the longest time is just like, hey, or maybe that's why he got the part, is that the director was just like, hey, you just do the crazy thing that you do, But Pig was actually an interesting film. But I mean, as far as quality of films, I think Bruce edges him out on those. I love Moonrise Kingdom, by the way. I think his performance there was great. I thought he was so funny in that. And yeah, I'm a Bruce Willis fan. So, joke on this, baby. Welcome. Good to see you. Merry Christmas, Rob. All the best to you and your family. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And the same to you as well. Happy all the things, Happy all the things. Places you stop at between big cities, wide spots in the road. Yeah, but there's a term for what Fort Worth was back in the Old West times. That Fort Worth was I don't know I can't remember. My pleasure. Happy all the things. Yes, Ollie. Thank you. Retro did the Legion Go S with the Z1 Extreme CPU. It's just I don't really want to spend $750 on the same CPU. I get that. I get that. I mean, gosh, there's so many. Oh my gosh, so many. What's that bar? Something Peak? Twin Peaks? Is that what you're talking about? Texas has big women, yeah? I don't know. That's the thing is I don't know enough about that. I would say that Texas has just because of the number of people, there's probably a greater number of larger women, but I don't know. I just remember thinking, like growing up in Texas, I always thought, man, I'm so lucky to live in Texas where the most beautiful women live here. And I was never a ladies' man kind of guy, you know? I wasn't that dude, but it was kind of like, oh, look, she's hot, you know? I don't know. I say the foreign places have better looking women. Isn't everything bigger in Texas? I mean, kind of. Our food is. I saw a Dallas Stars game. Was that in Fort Worth? The ice ladies there were very enjoyable. The game was okay. I don't know. You probably saw that in Dallas. I honestly don't know, though. I don't know. Vin Diesel or Jason Statham? I have to go with Jason Statham on that one. Color Out of Space. Interesting movie. But that's one of those where it's like, it's interesting. But I'd rather watch a Bruce Willis film, honestly. And of course, Star Fox is going to pick Vin Diesel. For me, it's Jason Statham. My homie from school told him about you and the guy donates and jumps right in. How rad. Oh, Steve, as in Rufus the Red. Steve, welcome. And thank you, Ollie. I didn't realize that the two of you were friends there. That's cool. Very, very cool. Fun fact, I still haven't seen any of the Indiana Jones movies besides just clips from each one. Star Fox. You're killing me, dude. You got it, dude. Dude, at least watch Raiders. At least watch Raiders, man. Raiders is one of the, seriously, it goes in and out of my top 5. It's number 5 or number 6. It's one of the best films ever made. It's so good. You need to see that film. It's so good. I quite like Next and Knowing as newer-ish Nick Cage movies. I like both of those as well. Bruce Willis says, isn't a Christmas movie the only argument? Man, Rufus is coming in hot again this week. Wow. Cosma, welcome, sir. Good to see you. I saw the Macaulay Culkin interview on Mystical Kitchen, and they asked him about Die Hard being a Christmas movie, and of course the self-proclaimed the godfather of Christmas movies voted no, but humbly disagree. I mean, I don't know. Last Christmas I watched Color Out of Space for the first time. It will always be a Christmas movie. See, and to me that's part of it. Like, to me, the first time that you see a movie it's almost a snap. It depends on how you see movies and how you take in movies. For me, movies are very, especially movies that I really enjoy. I remember the first time, like where I saw it, you know, I remember that The Dark Knight, I was kind of irritated that we weren't there early enough to get in the center. So we were kind of off to the side, but it didn't matter. The movie was so good. And I remember I've talked about this so many times, but it's that moment in the movie that almost feels like, you know, like when you go over like maybe you're on your phone or something, you're riding in the back seat or whatever. Even as a kid, you'd go over a little hill, a little bump, and you'd feel that, oh, you know what I'm talking about? That moment. A good moment in a film can do that to you, or at least it does to me. And in The Dark Knight, the scene where it's, they're transporting Harvey Dent, the truck pulls up and the cop comes up and says, "Hey, you got to move." And then all of a sudden the Joker comes out of nowhere and shoots the shotgun. That moment was pure. Like, for me, that was that feeling, the way that it was shot, the way that everything, it just felt like The Killing Joke to me. And The Killing Joke is the reason that I'm such a Batman fan and the reason why I'm such a Joker fan. And so that was such a Killing Joke feeling moment to me that I literally came up out of my seat. Like, I got so freaking excited. I'm like, "Oh my God." And then when the truck pulls up and you suddenly see what it says, "Laughter is the best medicine," but he's marked the S on it. "Slaughter is the best medicine." And then he opens it up and starts shooting at dude, I was losing my mind. I was seriously like, that first time seeing that, I was beside myself, because the Joker is like, even more than Darth Vader, he's my favorite character. He's just one of my favorite characters ever. And so seeing that was just like, it was so awesome. And I mean, gosh, and that sequence doesn't stop. All the way up until, Gary Oldman shows up. That sequence is so unbelievably good. I love it so much, and it just keeps ratcheting up, and it's just like, my God. Seriously, if you want to talk about the best sequence of I guess the best sequence, it's the Harvey Dent being transported sequence in The Dark Knight. From the time when Rachel looks at the coin and realizes that they're both heads, right? From that point on, when the soundtrack, the whole score goes super quiet, and then you just hear that Joker drone. Dude, from that moment on, all the way up until Gary Oldman shows up, it is absolutely fantastic, just unbelievable filmmaking. And it's probably my favorite sequence in, I don't know. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that I don't even know how I got to that, or why I'm talking about that. Why am I talking about this? I guess I'll move on. But anyway, I made my point. That's one of my favorite sequences in the history of film. Like, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. I could not believe what I was seeing. That not only was it good, but it was exceeding my expectations. My absolutely lofty expectations as the Joker being my favorite character right up to that point, and Heath Ledger just absolutely destroying every scene he's in. Just destroying it. You think you can get away with this? Yeah. Dude, his performance is so sublime. So, anyway. Oh, that's why. Is because you said, last Christmas, I watched Color Out of Space. It will always be a Christmas movie. And it was basically, watching a movie is tied to that experience. I will never forget that feeling when I first saw that sequence, and the way that I seriously like jumped out of my seat, like I was like electrocuted, because it was just like, it was everything that I wanted from this movie. And anyway, you drunk your drink already. I know, I'm out of tea. Good thing I have water. I just don't like MCU. So Home Alone, not a Christmas movie either. Home Alone is a Christmas movie. I would agree with that. And Movie High Club, without even knowing that was the question coming up, it's got to be. It's got to be Heath Ledger. Holy crap, I'm so far behind. How did I get so far behind? Rocky 4 takes place during Christmas. It came out during the holiday, but none of its plot or motivational intent has anything to do with the holiday. Same as Die Hard, same with Hunt for Red October. Nope. It's Heath Ledger, man. For me. Not enough Christmas trees in the background. Die Hard 2 is a Christmas movie too. I mean, hey. Bucho, welcome, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Nick Cage was always a better horror actor than anything. He definitely does horror well. But see, like, the thing is like, it's kind of like a lot of people say that your favorite James Bond actor is going to be the one that you first saw in the theater. And that tracks for me because the first James Bond movie that I ever saw in the theater, even though I was already a fan of James Bond, it's Pierce Brosnan. But it just so happens that GoldenEye is pretty much, it's in the top 5 James Bond movies ever. But that's Pierce Brosnan became my favorite Bond. Nick Cage, the first time I ever saw Nick Cage was in Raising Arizona. So I always think of him as a comedy actor first. But that's not really the case. I mean, 9 times out of 10, he's doing, either serious roles or sort of dramatic roles where he's kind of crazy or whatever. But anyway, since it is 15:10 on Christmas Eve over here in Kiwi Land, Middle Earth, Pandora, Lucy, Lawless Land, hey, a good Christmas Eve. Mandy was actually pretty good. The best Rocky movie? In my book, Robots, Russian, Siberian Training Montages, Carl Weathers in an Uncle Sam suit. Thumbs up. Outpost. That's probably the word that I was thinking of, 7th. Good job. Good job with that. And if I wasn't streaming and stream of consciousness and all that kind of stuff, yeah, I'd probably say the same thing. Rocky 3 is the best? I'd have to watch them all again, but I'm pretty sure, in my opinion, I think Rocky 1 is, to me, it's just like the Rambo movies. The first one's the best. There are things to like about all of them. Even I would say even probably Rocky 5 has moments of goodness. And of course, yeah, Rocky 3's got Clubber Lang. I mean, there are things to like about all of them. Rambo has fun sequences in all of them, but the first one is just the best. So I don't know. I kind of agree. I kind of think that the first one's the best. Nobody actually said that. I said that. So I agree with myself. Anyway. A cow town, is that the word you're looking for since there were a lot of cattle runners there? Cowtown, Cattletown? I mean, I think that's probably true. Best filmography, Mark Wahlberg or Donnie Wahlberg? Donnie. Donnie's only been in a few things, movie-wise. The stars at night are big and bright. Deep in the heart of the dead. I've seen like 70% of Raiders and I love what I saw. Yeah, Raiders is just the best. I come in so hot, it makes all the ladies blush. But yeah, Raiders is just amazing. Watch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It is the best Indiana Jones movie and will make you love them. Here's the thing, though. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is not great. But just like the other Rocky movies, I mean, I would say there are some bad Rocky movies. Would you agree? I would agree because I just said it. I agree with myself again. Anyway, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull has moments of brilliance. But there's also a lot of, why'd you do that? Like, there are things I really like about it, but then not everything. Holes is a good movie, actually. That's just a good movie, period. And I don't care who knows it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, wow. This was posted 21 minutes ago. No, it wasn't, Ricky. Everything just updated. He was amazing in Dune. He wasn't in Dune. Shia LaBeouf's not in Dune. I made a terrace pool and breakout handheld. I'm a genius. All the women want to F me. They want my... Okay. Wow. Samuel. How's it going? It's nasty talk. Yeah, we try to keep it PG in here, man. We keep it PG. Why do we keep it PG? Because, well, just because you never know who's in here. I just try to keep it that way. Heath Ledger was a really good actor. There, I said it. Yeah. I agree. I think he was really good. Maybe not as good as Shia LaBeouf, but did I actually get caught up, or did I skip some things? I don't think I did. He was an amazing knight. You know what's funny? I found out today that apparently I own a Knight's Tale. I think it must have been part of some bundle because it showed up on YouTube. Because I have, the Movies Anywhere. By the way, if you buy digital movies and you don't have Movies Anywhere, you really should get it. And all it is it's a free sign up. But what's cool about it is that it links all of the other, the digital stores. So it linked iTunes, Amazon, Google, so YouTube, and other places. And it's just really, and Fandango or Vudu, what used to be Vudu. I think it's really cool because sometimes you're just in a situation where you want to watch a movie and you don't have access to whatever. You might be able to have it on this. So in other words, what I did is, if for some reason I couldn't get to Apple TV stuff, but I could get to YouTube, and I don't remember where I was. But anyway, I logged into my YouTube and there were my movies. So that was really cool. So I would recommend you doing that because I think it's cool. Not all movies do that. Will do that. Not all studios take part, but it is pretty cool. Oh, that's what it was. I was on the I was on the Quest headset and I wanted to test out the big movie screen thing. And I didn't have access to Apple TV, of course, because I don't think Facebook or Meta, whatever, they don't like each other. So that their stuff doesn't talk to each other. But YouTube does. YouTube's there's a YouTube app on the Quest. So I was able to pull up the big screen thing and watch. Now the only problem is that it's Tombstone, or I was watching Tombstone, and it was only in HD. It was only in 1080p, but it was huge. I mean, it looked like I was in a movie theater, and it was really cool. So, yeah, I think Movies Anywhere is cool. I don't habitually say nice things about Strands. I don't know what that means. Okay, wait a minute. Did everybody just stop chatting? They probably did. Everybody left because they're like, this guy's not even talking to us. Either that or did it stop updating? I'm on live chat. Dude, everything. Okay, wait. Everything is going really slow on my. Am I still streaming? Yes. That is so weird. Everything just really slowed down for a second there. Oh, Straya. See, it wasn't updating. Okay. That's so weird. Okay. I thought Christmas only comes once a year. James Bond, Brosnan. Yeah, that was A terrible line. Christmas Jones, played by it starts with a D. Denise Richards. Have I ever seen Nick Cage and Peggy Sue Got Married? One of the 80s movies I still need to see. You know what? That's a movie that I missed out on too. I never saw that one either. Donnie's best was Brand of Brothers. Mark's best was Boogie Nights. Not wrong. Both of those movies are fantastic. And Boogie Nights is getting that 4K release. And the problem is, I just don't know if I'm going to, like, that's a great movie, but it's become a movie that I don't want to just sit down and watch. Like, I have you can see it. Or you can almost see it. There you go. See that orange right there? That's Boogie Nights. I have the New Line Platinum Series. DVD. Divd. I have the Divd. But I haven't watched it in a long time, and it's I don't know. I guess it's just because the subject matter isn't exactly I don't know. But it's a good movie though. All the Rocky movies are great. The Creed movies are boring. Really? Because I watched the first Creed and was amazed. And I own Creed 2 and still haven't watched it because April wanted to see it and she never got around to watching it. What about Donnie and Sixth Sense? Oh, I do PG-13 things with jars of mayonnaise. That sounds interesting. First Rocky movie feels like an indie art film. Then they quickly ramp up to fun popcorn. Day I say bordering campy, but I like watching them. Creed movies were serious vibe, but I like those too. I really loved that first Rocky movie. It was really good. Because for me, it was like, I saw Rocky 2, 3, and 4, and then kind of checked out on Rocky. And was just kind of like, okay. And then finally went back to see the first Rocky and was like, wow, what a great movie. The same thing with the Rambo movies. I think First Blood and Rambo, the fourth film, are the best in the whole series. I think those are really, really good. The rest of them are kind of, But who had the better career, Tommy Chong or Cheech Marin? I would say Cheech. But I honestly haven't seen a whole lot. Like I don't know. Of course, Tommy Chong had that 70s show. So, I don't know. Cryptic Mayhem. Hello. Good to see you, sir. Okay, I got to get to work. I got to get this review posted before midnight. So I'll just say, ooh, you're so cool, Brewster. Good night. 7th, have a good one, sir. Good to see you. And Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All the things. Cheech was at least in From Dusk Till Dawn, so I say Cheech. Who had better movies, Will Smith or Martin Lawrence? I would definitely say Will Smith. I mean, Will Smith was a bona fide superstar there for a while. He's absolutely, unfortunately, kind of ruined it. With the heard around the world, but it was good. He had a good career there for a while. So I'm definitely going to say Will Smith. Cheech played 3 different characters in Dusk Till Dawn. Did he? I just think of him in Desperado too. So. He was also randomly in Ghostbusters 2, I remember. Cheech was? Oh, Strands. Gotcha. Okay, my chat is either y'all are not text or chatting enough, or my chat is not updating. Let me do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to make it the whole freaking side. Hello? Does that work? Hey, actually, I have to go to the little boys' room, and then I'll show off the really the two things that I got this week. Did everybody decide to just be quiet? But I'll be right back, okay? I'll be right back. Nobody go anywhere. I mean, if you got to go, you got to go. But I have to go to the restroom, so I'll be right back. Okay, that's really weird. That is so weird that my chat is not updating. Oh, I didn't actually hit the button to come back. Oh, the alien's here. Ah! Okay, sorry. That's so weird. Okay. Will Smith has a lot more better movies, but the ones I love from Martin I love more than Will Smith's movies. Really? That's interesting. I've never been a huge Martin Lawrence fan. And it's not any reason, but there's something about him that just doesn't vibe with me. Will Smith has always been somebody that I've always really liked. And it was really disappointing to me when he basically destroyed his career. Yeah, I don't know. Very weird. Uh Sorry. I was looking at a little texting going on there. Let's see. I'd probably say yeah, I think Cheech, definitely. Slow means multi-universe. What? The only orange, Rob, is orange block. How dare you? Uh Can you please rank your top cinema stoners? Cheech and Chong, Jay and Silent Bob, Jeff Spicoli, or Wooderson? I would definitely say Jay and Silent Bob are my favorites of those. Cheech and Chong was one of those things where my parents wouldn't let me watch any of that stuff. I mean, I know that I had some friends back in school that that really really loved Cheech and Chong, but because I wasn't allowed to watch it, I never really got any like I didn't know who they were. I didn't really know anything about them. And then when I finally got around to seeing them, humor had changed, and it was like, okay, you know what I mean? So for me, it's definitely Jay and Silent Bob for sure. DiCaprio's biggest movie regret is not playing Dirk in Boogie Nights. Yeah, he had said that he was man, I can't imagine how that movie would have been different. It would have been interesting to see him play the fall apart stage. You know, where he starts to lose it a little bit, like in the last act. Which is, you know, it's really kind of funny that the way that movie works. It's a very odd film because it doesn't have your typical 3-act structure. It's literally the lives of these people for 2.5 hours or whatever. And it's the same as like in that same respect, it feels a lot like, even though it takes place over a longer period of time, it reminds me of Dazed and Confused, where Dazed and Confused doesn't follow a typical 3-act structure. What's weird is it's one of the things that Billy and I were talking about like months ago. We were talking about, because what we were talking about is that my script, the first and second acts were really large and the third act was really short. And the reason for that was because it's almost like the way I had to set up so much at the beginning of the movie, because there are so many people that weren't around, and especially depending on when this movie gets made, aren't going to know what a video store is and what it was like to have a video store in your town, you know, as part of your community. People don't understand that. So I had to explain that and kind of show what it's like to have a video store or to work in a video store. So the first act was really large. And one of the things that Billy was doing to the script was changing it, where in most movies, the first act is the shortest. The second act is where the meat of a lot of the troubling, because it's basically, the first act is you setting up your characters in the world. The second act is you creating problems for everybody in that world. And then the third act is wrapping up that story and figuring out how to come to a conclusion, to a climax, right? Story-wise. Not anyway. So mine was heavy first act, heavy second act, small third act. What he did was he changed it where the second act was the largest portion of that. Now I need to read the script again because it's been a while. Now I haven't actually gone through it or looked at it or really thought much about it other than just, you know, it being so connected to missing him. But I'm kind of curious now what the ratio is now, like the first act, second act, and third act now, because I know that my first script, it was, and that was, I felt like it was a problem, that I felt like this was going to be a 2.5 hour epic. I mean, there was a lot of story and a lot of characters and a lot of different, there was a lot of funny stuff that I just really enjoyed setting up. But then over time, we had started to whittle that down and kind of hone it into more of a perfect capsule of what this story is about and what we're trying to say with this story. And I think he did a really good job, but I'm curious what the ratio is now. So I don't know. Yeah. Yes, Cheech is in The Lion King, for sure. For sure. The third Creed is great. Shia LaBeouf is fantastic in it. I'm pretty sure he's not in it. And it still doesn't seem to be updating. That's so weird. I don't know if that's a Safari thing, if that's a Mac thing, if it's just a my computer thing. I don't know. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and hit the button and reset it again. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and stop this poll. Maybe that's the problem. 38 votes. And yeah, it definitely appears. Derek, welcome. Good to see you. It definitely appears that most people see that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. So, hey. Yeah, Shia LaBeouf was in Lion King. Pretty sure he wasn't, but I don't actually know. Cheech played more than 3 characters in Still Smoking. Did Fargo make you want to come to Minnesota or North Dakota? You get all those sweet accents. I mean, I wouldn't say that look, here's the thing. I grew up in Texas. I've lived in Texas almost my entire life. And the thing is, I don't like snow. And it's not because of any other reason, but because in Texas, when we get snow, we just get ice. And when we get ice, we get people that don't know how to drive. We get days of just being in the house and not really being able to get out, and it sucks. So I like the equivalency. I don't know. It just means that I don't get to do what I want to do, and I don't like that. So no, not really, but I think it would be kind of fun. Has anyone seen Shia play Padre Pio? I have no idea what that is. But Derek, welcome. Good to see you. One of my favorite Shia LaBeouf roles was John McClane in Die Hard. Okay, for those who hadn't seen it, coming soon to whatever near you, new merch, new design. It's funny, it's goofy, it's based on the Buc-ee's logo. There you go. Robbie's. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, man, that's so dumb. Okay. I said it before, I'll say it again. I had my last pre-order that I'd ordered months ago. Like the day that it was announced, I went click pre-order. Never came in. It finally came in 2 days ago. Wait, yes, Sunday. It came in on Sunday, and I was super excited. I opened it up, and they crushed the whole package. They crushed it. Like, it destroyed it. So I returned it to Amazon. It is my 4K copy of Minority Report. I love that movie so much. It's one of my favorite late stage Spielberg films. And I'm not dealing, like, it looked like, how do I explain this? Okay, here, I'm going to use Lupin the Third as an example. So you can see that, like, it's fine. This looks great. But like right here, it was completely smashed, like right here. And then on the side, it was all bent. You know what I mean? Like if the O-ring is like this, right? It was bent like this. So it was bent out, and that was kind of annoying, but I'm like, no big deal. But then I took the actual the actual Amaray out, and it was cracked, and it was all, and again, still plastic wrap on it. I said, no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm taking it back today. I took it back. I in fact took it back today. So I should be getting a replacement for that. But that's something I should be showing off. But unfortunately, Amazon doesn't, they have crazy people packaging their stuff. And I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it. So, yeah. But I did get on sale. Some people are going to go, why did you get that? It was on sale. And I just kind of want to try it out. I haven't played it. I don't really know much about it. Star Wars Outlaws on PS5. I figured, hey, why not? My gaming backlog isn't big enough. I still haven't played. Hey, Ricky, I still haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy yet. So there you go. There's that. But then also on sale, I purchased a movie that it came out as a limited edition, and I missed out on the pre-orders for it, and they all sold out. So then I had the standard edition in my cart for a long time, and it was always like $23, $24. And then the other day, it was on sale on Amazon for $12. 12 something, 12.72 or something like that. And I said, click. Super Cop, Police Story 3. So this is exactly the same content that is in the limited edition. As far as like what's on the disc, it's not just in a cool box and all that stuff. So I got Super Cop, Police Story 3, Super Cop. This was one of, I think Rumble in the Bronx was my favorite, or was my first Jackie Chan movie. And I think Super Cop was my second. So Super Cop. And then of course I already showed off all the other stuff. So there you go. They're cops. Police cops. That's right. Because you can, that would be funny. Wait. Yeah, next time you get pulled over, you go, are you one of them police cops? And see what they say. I don't know who Padre P-hole is. I don't know. Ice sucks. Snow is one thing, but ice just sucks. Yeah, there's no reason for it. They should just stop that. Let's outlaw that. You know, can we outlaw that? That sure would look great on an orange block. Would it? You think? You mean like that? In fact, when I'm out of the way, you can actually see the OB. It's faint, but you can see the OB on there. And you can actually read that says beat 'em ups right there. Anyway, so U2s. That's a U2s of beat 'em ups that Wood gave me. I honestly think that if I lived closer to him, he would basically give me just a ton of stuff. I'm like, hey. Anyway, I thought it was cool. That and the again, hashtag not sponsored, but hey, I'm telling you, don't I have? Where's my well, I have the original Satisfy grip, and then I have this one for the Switch 2 as well. Which I think is really, I thought that design was pretty cool. Because I finally got to meet his cats and his dog. So, pretty awesome. Pretty awesome stuff. I don't know. Free Wood swag, best swag. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm not going to lie. They crushed it. They destroyed it. Like they did a really great job. No, they mangled it. And I don't think you can put a good spin on they mangled it. It's like
he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out, he's gonna find out. Merry Christmas to all. I'm gonna get crucified, but hey.
Thanks, Streamlabs. You're only like an hour and a half late. So there you go. There are your alerts if you're here. Your alerts that you put in. But no, it's kind of like if you set something very heavy on this section right here, and it snapped in, but without breaking the plastic. So it could be something with heavy pressure right here on this part, or it was bent because it was snapped. And I'm like, I am not dealing with that. I'm not gonna, let's see if it's okay. No, I just took it up there and got it replaced. But there you go. Sorry for the Streamlabs being really stupid late. So I need to give Minority Report another chance. Tom Cruise deserves another chance in my life. I mean, the thing is, look, He's one of those people that, depending upon what you think of him personally, it can really affect the way that you view his films. Okay, why is everything going wrong right now? I mean, not everything. I should be honest here. But right now my thermostat's not working now. System is offline. Great. So that's awesome. I just got the message. Anyway. That shirt would look great on my chest. But no, Minority Report is just a really, really great, it's just a great film. And I love the way that it looks. I do wish that they had kept it. I've said this before, but there was a line that was cut out at the end of the movie that I wish was still there. And it's one of those lines that I feel like he's not Spielberg. I mean, he wanted to leave a good feeling to the audience instead of an audience going, wait a minute, you know? Because this last line, it's a last line of voiceover that they cut out of the movie. And it literally changes the way that you feel about the end of the movie. I don't want to say it because it is kind of a spoiler. But if you look into it, it's actually really interesting and it changes the way that you view the ending of the film. And I really wish it was there. But anyway, I still think Minority Report, I love the way it's shot. I love the score, their performances, Tom Cruise, Colin Farrell, in the first role I'd ever seen Colin Farrell in. I just really love the movie. I really love it. And it's based on a Philip K. Dick story. So I really enjoy it. It's really good. Miyazaki pre-Ghibli there. You think so? I don't know. Sean 420. Hello. And rest in peace, Adam the Woo. Yeah, I never watched Adam. I didn't know who he was. But yes, rest in peace for sure. You think it'll go over well, Derek? If you say, are you one of them police cops? I'm Star Wars Outlaws or Expedition 33. You chose poorly. Well, see, here's the thing. I am probably going to end up playing Expedition 33 at some point too. But I have a huge backlog. So here's the thing. There are very few games that take precedence. Pixel Phoenix, hello, sir. Good to see you. Since you've just arrived, do you know that Robbie's exists? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, at what point do you say, okay, this game, I'm never going to play that? But I have like a ton of games that I have a list of games that I'm really looking forward to playing, and I just haven't gotten around to playing. So at what point do you say, okay, I'm just going to completely skip this game or skip my entire backlog for this game? For me, a Legend of Zelda game is like that. And I got to be honest, Metroid 4 was that. But or Metroid Prime 4 was that. And I haven't gone back to it. I played like the first hour and a half and I haven't gone back to it. Excuse me. Haven't gone back to it, which is not great. But yeah, I don't know. I think Expedition 33 is definitely in the cards, but I'm like, why pay full price right now when I'm not gonna play it right now? It's just like this one. This one was what, $70 when it came out, and I got it for 20. Why not just wait? Because it's not like most games I don't have to play day one. I'll wait. Don't you dare spoil a 23-year-old movie based on a book released 74 years ago. What is that in reference to? Not sure. I used to watch his videos daily way back. Yeah, see, I never saw him. Minority Report is about the halfway mark of Spielberg's 50-year career. It's mid-stage Spielberg. Is it really? Well, in that case, I would say then it's one of the best mid-range. Mid-stage. All I know is I really like it. I really, I don't know, man. I just really like the movie. Some really interesting. It's kind of like the way that Spielberg will stage a sequence. Really, really well done. So I like it a lot. So, do you got Robbie's beef jerky? No. But that doesn't mean that in the future we may. Probably never happen. I actually did make beef jerky for a while. It was only one flavor, but it was a really tasty flavor. The problem was I could never really get because I even got a meat slicer, right? Like they have at Jersey Mike's that, slices it perfectly every time, the perfect thickness every time. Because, yeah, but I think my biggest issue is I could never get the right cut of meat. And I don't know. There's something off about my recipe that it just, every now and then it would either taste really, really, like it wouldn't even taste like beef anymore. It was just the marinade you were tasting, or it was not enough marinade. It's like I could never get the ratios right. But the last time I made jerky was probably 2013. I need to do it again because I really did enjoy that. The process was fun. The problem is your house will smell like jerky for weeks because it's a, what do you call it? Dehydrator. I have a dehydrator in there. Do you think you'll ever play Breath of the Wild again? Yes. Well, okay. What do you mean? Will I go in there and maybe hunt Lynels for a bit? Sure. Will I play through the entire story again? I don't know. Because there was the Switch 2 edition, and of course with the addition of the notes thing. I showed you that, right? Will it even work? Oh, can I even use this? Hold on. Let me just see if I can sign in here. Welcome. Link this app. Okay. 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 Don't allow. Okay. Okay. So this part of the app where it's got the navigation, which again, it's not connected to the Switch right now, but you can put a thing and it'll tell you where to go, which is really neat. But my favorite part was the voice memories. So when you get to a certain spot and you have the app open, Zelda will just start talking about something. Will it actually play? Why won't this play? Why won't it play? Oh, hold for ring.
I understand that the gates of Hyrule Castle are being built in preparation for the Calamity. At the moment, Sheikah researchers and skilled Goron blacksmiths are working together and have gathered within...
I just think that's cool. So when you're sitting there playing the game and you get to a new place, or a place where they have said, okay, these are, see, look, I found a bunch of them in one area. God, that's a lot that I found. That's a lot more than I thought. That's really strange. Anyway, wait, I found all of those? I don't remember doing that. But anyway, it's very cool. And they do the same thing for Tears of the Kingdom, which I just think is a neat little addition to the game. But I don't know, playing through it, the whole thing again, I don't know. It is still, I will definitely say it is my favorite game of all time. But it's also because of the link, you know, not the link, the character Link. I'm talking about the link to my surgeries, my recovery, all of that stuff. Everything kind of came together with that. It was just, I love that game. It's great. It's great. Need to buy some Robbie's nuts. I've never made nuts. I mean, I have nuts, but I've never made nuts before. Oh, Minority Report. Don't you dare spoil a 23-year-old movie based on a book released 74 years ago. But that's the thing, though. That's the thing. Leon, that's one of the things that it was actually Shozama. Max brought it up. I can't remember what movie it was, but I was like, this is a very, very old movie. But the thing is, there's probably some people that have never seen Minority Report and are just now getting the 4K because they're like, oh, wow, this is a Spielberg movie I've never seen. I don't want to spoil the movie. There's always going to be people that haven't seen it. Now, if I said, hey, for the next couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about this, the end of this movie. But I mean, like, there's plenty of movies that I've seen over the last couple of years that are way older than Minority Report. And if somebody had come in and, if I said, hey, on my watch list is just as an example, Chinatown, and then they ruin Chinatown for me, you know what I mean? That would be one of those things that's like, well, damn it, So it doesn't, I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying. But at the same time, I understand that point of view too, that there's always going to be somebody that's never seen a movie that I'm talking about, and I don't want to spoil it. Not Pootie Tang or Famillion. Give me that homemade jerky. You need to get into jerky like you are a vape scientist. Actually, you know what's funny? I was like that. I was like addicted to the process and addicted to trying to perfect it. And I had, like I said, it was a 24-hour. See, now I'd have to relearn everything because I think it was a 24-hour process. And I would have to set an alarm in the middle of the night to go in there and flip them. I was that committed. So it was basically like this. I'd get up in the morning. I'd throw whatever cut of meat into the freezer. Set an alarm for 2 hours. 2 hours or 1 hour or something like that. I'd set an alarm. Or a timer. You want it just frozen enough to where it tightens everything up. So when you're cutting through it, it's not, it's not giving. It's more a solid thing. But you freeze it just enough, right? Then you put now, I started doing that because I was cutting it with, like a chef's knife. Now I use the slicer. So now I can slice them all up and get them into perfect pieces. So then it goes into the marinade. And the marinade goes in the fridge for 4 hours. I have to find all of my notes on all this stuff if I'm going to do it again. But in that time, like every hour, you go in there and you move it around, move it around so that the marinade is on it's solid on every piece. Then you get all the marinade out, or once I think it's 4 hours. Once it's out of the thing for 4 hours, or take it out of the fridge, and then you dry it all off. You just pat it dry. You don't like super try to dry it. But then you stick it in the dehydrator. And I want to say the dehydration process was like 16 hours. So it would literally take a full 24 hours to get jerky. And some of it was really good. Like, it was so good that we would finish the entire pound of meat or whatever in a day. Like, we would just destroy it. And that's the good kind. We would just eat it all because it was so freaking tasty. But then, like I said, there were some times where, and you have to be really careful about cleaning it because the fat actually goes kind of rancid when you dehydrate it. So if there's like little striations of fat in there, which in some cuts of meat is a good thing when you cook it, and the fat almost melts. In the dehydration process, it almost gets, like I said, it just gets rancid. So you have to be very careful about the cut of meat. You have to clean it really, really well. And again, I just hadn't done it in 12 years. Because I'm pretty sure the last time I did it was, let's see, I got sick in March 2014. And I'm pretty sure that it was 2013 that was the last time I tried to make jerky. So, and that's the other thing. If you're going to go to work, how do you plan that? So what I would do is I would start it on a Sunday afternoon. I would get all of the, what do you call it? The marinating and all that stuff done. Go to bed as I'm putting it in the dehydrator. Get up in the morning, flip it over, and hopefully just that one flip is enough to really get it good for the rest of the day while I'm at work or whatever. So it was a thing. It was a process. It would be cool to go back and try that again, though, because I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed basically like the process of figuring out what the best flavors and how they go together and all that kind of stuff. It's just fun. How smelling like jerky for weeks doesn't sound like a bad thing. It is when you're tired of it. Or when you go, man, it's all gone. I wish I had more, Join my campaign to make Femalian the next Order 42 watch along. I mean, there's really no reason for it not to be the next watch along. The problem is, it's just not a good movie. It's a terrible, terrible movie. So, I don't know. Breath of the Wild was great. My favorite 3D Zelda. Yeah, for me, it's better than all of them to me. But it's my favorite game of all time. But it's like I said, it's linked to my recovery and all that kind of stuff. So, again, Rick Chaos, welcome and thank you for the $1.49 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. For some reason, my Streamlabs is not working right. It's not doing the thing. In fact, it doesn't even show on Streamlabs. Wow. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. Or is that a super sticker? Is that what that is? But thank you. And look at that. A highlighted message appears. For 8 months, Star Fox, a level 2 orderly. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, Minority Report is a good one. It's a good one. Savages. Chinatown is so freaking great. Yeah. Middle of the Night, love the commitment. Well, it was all for me, me and April. So yeah, it was a thing. But it wasn't like I think my plan was if I could get the process down, I could start making it for people at work, you know? Cuz there was a lot of people that were like I kept talking about it because of course I was obsessed with the process. And so people were like, "Well, you should make some, bring it up here." And I think I did, and I think some people liked it. But yeah, I was getting to that point where I'm like I'm making it all the time, and it would actually end up being kind of expensive. And I kind of get why some jerky is really expensive too. But the meat prices have gone up so much since I started too. Because I remember there's a jerky that I love called Robertson's jerky. And if you live in this part of the country, you'll see signs on the highway, Robertson's hams, and it's a smokehouse basically. But they have their own beef jerky, and it's that really thin, hard, like big strips of jerky, right? And they're very thin. And I wanted to get to that process to get to that level of being able to just crank it out. I remember when I first started buying their jerky, it was $25 a pound. Now actually I haven't bought jerky in a long time, but I think the last time I went to buy jerky from them, it was $50 a pound. So it's doubled in price in like the last 15 years, which is crazy. So, yeah. Was just telling my mom what an awesome ass dude Billy was. She's 79. Rick Chaos, thank you. It's good. It's good stuff. I was saying how he had top-notch quality taste when it came to retro games and toys, very similar to mine. I mean, look, I think anybody that grew up around that in that time period, I mean, yeah, we're all going to have very, very similar tastes. It's funny because like Billy was very close to me in taste, but then Jay is a couple of years younger than both of us. Well, Billy was a couple of years younger than me. Jay was a couple of years younger than him. And I was more similar to like Melvor in our taste in toys and stuff. So it's just weird how that works. It's like as you age or the younger you get, no, the younger the person, the different stuff that they're in like that they're really interested in. And it's like, you lost me. I don't know anything about that. You know, like, oh, he liked G.I. Joe, but then he also liked like the Muscle Men and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, the Muscle Men were kind of after my time. It's just weird. But yeah, hashtag Blockbuster. I've gone through the big O is in Malone. How's it going? I've gone through the 3 big Vietnam War movies over Christmas. Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, and Apocalypse Now. Wow, that's heavy. That's like a heavy, that's not easy. Platoon's your favorite. I've only seen Platoon once, and I remember kind of feeling very about it. But I haven't seen it in a long time. And it's in my wife and I, we have the AFI Top 100 movies on our list, and Platoon is one of them. So I'm going to have to watch it again. I haven't watched it again because I'm waiting for her. It's going to take forever to get through the rest of the movies. But anyway, I want to see Platoon again. I own Full Metal Jacket and Apocalypse Now. I don't own Platoon though. So Platoon was probably my least favorite of those 3. But hey, that's what do you call it? That's subjectivity for you, you know? That's the way it goes. That's kind of a crazy like back to back to back. That's nuts. Be right back, Rick Chaos. Hey, I don't know if you came back, but hey, thank you. Thank you again. Thank you again for that. It was very, very nice of you. Did the beef quality make a big impact on jerky taste? Yes, Derek. And here's the thing. You would think the better cut of meat will give you the best quality jerky. And it's not true. Because again, it's almost like the more marbled, you know, like say beef tenderloin. There isn't as much fat, like percentage in that cut of meat, but the fat that there is, it's marbled in there, and that's what kind of goes rancid. So depending on the cut of meat, you have to go with a lean cut. You have to go with one where it's basically just muscle fiber and not fat, kind of marbled in. So one of the ones that there was a jerky place that I love, and I don't think, and there's bonobo juice, and I'm guessing that was also that's probably Staffelks too. Flesh and Bone starring Dennis Quaid. Maybe I haven't gotten to that yet, but I'm not sure what you're talking about there, other than it's Meg Ryan. But anyway, but thank you, Bonobo Juice. Level 1 for 8 months. Thank you so much. Beef quality. So you go for, the beef jerky place that I loved so much that I think quit making jerky. They kept saying that they used beef tri-tip. And the problem is tri-tip isn't a cut of meat that is readily available here in Texas. And it's not because of any other reason, but because it's named something different. Certain places will have it called tri-tip. One of them is HEB. I have a new HEB pretty close to me now. So now I kind of want to go buy their tri-tip and try it out again. Again, the leaner the cut, the better. My best results were on skirt steak. No. Flank steak. And it wasn't skirt steak. Skirt steak's too fatty. There was another one too. So basically it's the cheaper cuts of meat. But you want something that's a pretty solid piece of like mass, because when you cut it down, you're going to have these strips, but then those are going to shrink dramatically because you're dehydrating it. You're getting a lot of the water out of it. You're concentrating it. So I don't know I can't remember what the percentages were, but my guess is a pound of beef jerky, like finished beef jerky, is probably 2.5 pounds worth of actual meat. So it's one of those things where you have to get something that makes sense monetarily, because you're going to be spending $20-$30 on a piece of meat. You know, you don't want to spend $100 on a beef tenderloin, a whole beef tenderloin. And on top of that, it's not going to taste as good. Because what you want is that real, like, good beefy flavor, So it's one of those things where part of it is because it got expensive, but part of it was just because I got sick. And then, of course, I never went back to it. Eating straight beef like that for the way that I was probably wasn't a good thing. But yeah, I would like to try it again. Turkey ham, stuffing, and cranberry sauce, so delicious. Is that what you're having? Because that sounds awesome right now. And yes, you're talking about 15 years that it doubled in price, but I was just still like, every time it would rise, I'm like, why? Just the way it was. What did you think of the Fallout Season 2 premiere? I still haven't watched it yet. I'll tell you what I watched this week. I've only watched 2 things that were kind of whatever. I did watch Mutiny in the Bounty. I don't know if I talked about that. But then I also watched the entire season of It, Welcome to Derry, because I'm a Stephen King fan, right? I enjoyed it, but it was also kind of like, it's fine. It's fine. And then I watched the first episode of Pluribus because I kept hearing people talk about that. But I haven't gone back to watch. I still have 3 Cary Grant movies and then 3 Gary Cooper movies. And then the next thing on the list is tackling the Wes Anderson archive. So that's going to be the next big one. And then I've got And I've got this huge stack of movies to go through. So it's going to be fun, but I do want to watch it. I just haven't yet. I was unsure what to think about Platoon. I think it's a good movie, but maybe not quite my kind of movie. Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket are awesome though. Yeah, Platoon is more it's almost more like journalistic. You know what I mean? It's like he's more interested in. But then again, you know what? I can't even remember. It. I need to see it again. Since I saw Hot Shots, Platoon seems empty because of the no comedy. It has the same type of camera shots too. I mean, yeah, a lot of Platoon was aped in many different movies because it was such a big thing. Platoon's my favorite of the three too. The other two are more arty, but Platoon feels the most real. No surprise since it was made by a non-vet. Exactly. Maybe that's what it is. It seems more documentary style kind of filmmaking. Hot Shots first. Still a great story. Gotcha. They actually go into the jungle. They don't in the other ones. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I didn't know you can do member highlights. See, what is the member highlight? Is that what that, like, what is Flesh and Bone starring Dennis Quaid? I don't even know what that's in response to. I'm so confused. But slightly turned on? Does that make sense? I don't know. I found Full Metal Jacket underwhelming. Loved the opening, but the rest was boring to me. And look at there. Ninjinzu, member for 8 months. Level 2. Off the nook. That's right. Thank you, sir. I can actually understand that because the first half of that movie is basically, basic training. And then the last half of the movie is the actual mission. So I can kind of see that, but that's one of those where in a weird way, it's very similar in the way that I used to look at Kill Bill, volumes 1 and 2. Like I loved volume 1 and then volume 2 came out and I'm like, see, that's the member stuff. Man, Streamlabs is jacked up, isn't it? But so for me, it was like volume 1 was always my favorite. And then volume 2 was like, yeah, it's fine. And that's how I felt about Full Metal Jacket. But what's weird is over the years, I've started to appreciate the second half of Full Metal Jacket just as much as the first half. But it's also, man, it's I don't know. You are member highlights, right? What? I forgot that released. Fallout Season 2. Rachel and I have been watching Foundation and Pluribus. Apple TV is giving us great viewing experience lately. Yeah, I still haven't watched any of Foundation, and I've heard that's fantastic. And just like I said, I watched the first episode of Pluribus and was like, what is going on? Which is kind of cool. But I heard that it's kind of a slow burn, but I did talk about seeing the older Mutiny on the Bounty. Okay, so yeah, I haven't watched another movie. I just watched it, and yeah, I haven't watched another movie yet. And it's just because I've been kind of busy with family stuff, and Wood was here, things like that. What's All the Things remake? KP Senti? No. Happy Holidays, happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, all the things. Happy all the things. So there you go. But welcome, good to see you. It's funny, I've seen all the films that they made skits on the movies before I watched them. I know that happens a lot. Especially when you're younger. Like me, there were so many movies that I'd heard references of, but I never actually saw the actual movie until much later. And sometimes the movie just doesn't measure up to what you've built up in your head or what people have been building up over, so many years. I mean, there were so many people that I remember like I watched the Godfather movies and loved them, but there were so many of my friends that hadn't seen them when they were kids either, of course, because I mean those are kind of not exactly, whatever. And they'd been built up over the years so much that when they finally saw them, they were like, "What's the big deal? This movie has that same sort of stuff." I'm like, "Yeah, but Godfather was the first one to do it." It's just that kind of thing. It happens. Surprised it took you so long to see Pluribus, given your love for Vince G and your love of sci-fi. Well, that's true, but I mean, like I said, I have been a little preoccupied lately, mentally and otherwise, bodily, physically. Yeah, Major Payne, Forrest Gump. Yeah, exactly. O is in Malone. Yes. She doesn't know. She can't know. There's no reason for her to know. No reason for me to tell her. And she can't know. Dennis Quaid. That's the whole movie as far as I can tell. Flesh and bone. Oh. I don't know. I thought you were talking about All the Things. Or talking about a title of a movie. Oh, Happy All the Things sounds like a romantic comedy. The Matrix. One of the weaknesses of the second half of Full Metal Jacket for me is the Vietnam half doesn't feel remotely like Vietnam. It feels like England. Probably because it was shot in England. You didn't like The Matrix, KP Senti. Wow. Dr. Strangelove is easily in my top 20. I like that movie, but man, for me, I think my favorite Kubrick movie is, it's got to be 2001. It's got to be. Yeah. Apocalypse Now definitely has the best visuals, and the cult leader stuff was so creepy and awesome. Yeah, and it's where is that? Oh, and this may not be your bag, this may not be your kind of thing, but I'm one of those people that when I see a movie for the first time, I love going through special features. So I like getting special editions of movies and stuff like that. So depending on where you watched it, if you just streamed it or rented it, you won't have access to the like the special features and stuff like that are on DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever. With Apocalypse Now, actually, I'm curious if they still do this now. They just released a 4K version of this documentary. Let me see. Hold on. Can I? Okay, iTunes extras. Give me a second here. This might play some audio. We'll see if it actually loads. But like the digital copy, if I'm not mistaken, the digital copy of this movie actually has the documentary called Heart of Darkness, and it's the making of Apocalypse Now. And to me, the making of Apocalypse Now is okay. It's playing. Okay, wait a minute. 17 minutes. Holy crap. They freaking... I think they... Man, this is taking a really long... Can you hear that? No, you can't. Oh, because it's not sent. Okay. I'm learning. I'm learning how this crap is working. You can't hear it because it's... I told OBS to only pull from Safari, but you might be able to hear a little bit of the music when I talk. Okay, so never mind. The Heart of Darkness is not available, at least in my digital copy. But anyway, The Heart of Darkness is the making of Apocalypse Now. The making of Apocalypse Now is insane. And it's one of those things where it gives you a greater appreciation of the movie because there's a possibility that a lot of people went kind of insane for a while, making Apocalypse Now in the jungle and all that. It's kind of interesting. It's very, very interesting stuff. But they just released a 4K version of Heart of Darkness with a bunch of extra stuff and a bunch of special features and stuff. I kind of want to get it because the story is so nuts. So, yeah. I think I can understand that. It does feel different, but that first back is fantastic, especially. Rob, I'm sorry. I threw a wrench. No one asked for the flesh and bone synopsis. I'm just curious where it came from. I just don't know. I don't understand. I didn't like personally, but some scenes just felt too long. You're talking about The Matrix? Okay, wait a minute. I feel like there's a lot of conversations that I'm not. Oh, gotcha. Straight to jail for KP because he didn't like The Matrix. Gotcha. There's a few scenes that felt like it ran too long just because it looked cool, which I mean it did, but it was so over it. See, here's the thing. And this is with any movie. And this is one of those, to me, watching movies is kind of a skill. It takes a little bit of something. It takes a little something to be able to sit and watch a film. And especially when you start getting into older films, right? Now, again, I'm not harping on KP Senti because he didn't like The Matrix. You didn't have to like The Matrix. But what I'm saying is you almost have to condition yourself to when a movie came out. You have to say, okay, this came out in the 1970s. So there is no CG. There was almost a rebellious thing going on in Hollywood, and everybody was trying to really push envelopes in the 70s and push how far that you can go on certain things. So it's like you're starting to watch these movies with a different eye because you realize, okay, nobody before this had really done a movie like this. So think about the cultural impact of, say, the 50s and 60s. And then you come into the 70s with The Godfather. Then you look at The Exorcist, and you look at The Conversation, and you look at Apocalypse Now. You look at The French Connection. All these movies. There's two directors right there that I just mentioned their movies. But you know what I'm saying? It's like they were really pushing things with what you could get away with, from the Motion Picture Association of America, right? At the time. But it's interesting to watch them with that viewpoint of what it must have been like to see this kind of movie for the first time, and what the impact that it had culturally, and all that kind of thing. I think that is one of those things that's one of the more interesting. Now, see, so what you have to do is you kind of have to let go of any of your preconceived notions. You have to try to let yourself be a little bit bored in order to try to figure out what's the vibe that they're going for here. What are they trying? Maybe it's something that they're trying to say. In The Matrix, come on. They were just trying to make it look cool. And it's just trying to extend that coolness, that cool factor, for as long as possible. What I like are movies that show you the really cool thing, but then they pull it back. And this is an example of a sequence where I really, really love I love the restraint. And what I'm talking about is in Iron Man 2. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Iron Man 2 because for a lot of people, that movie just doesn't work. And that's fine. But there's a part at the end of Iron Man 2 where Iron Man or Tony and Rhodey in their suits have to fight off a bunch of things. I think they're all just drones or something. But it is so awesome. Like, it is one of the coolest scenes. And it's over before you know it. And you're kind of like, and you want more. You want to leave your audience wanting more. And I think that's something that has been lost in, I'll say this, it has never been lost, but it's one of those things that you can tell when somebody's trying to push the envelope as far as like an action sequence or something. And it's like, there's a lot of times when it's a little overboard. And I kind of wish they'd had a little more restraint. And a lot of the MCU movies have gone to that extent to where it's like, it's too much. Pull it back a little bit, you know? Because really, the action scene is there to get you from this point to this point, plot-wise, story-wise. And when the movie stops telling you the story and just says, hey, let's just stop for a minute and do something cool, some people are going to vibe with that and some people aren't. And apparently KP Senti is in a situation where at a certain point you go, okay, I get it. I get what you're doing and it's kind of cool and all, but let's get on with it. Let's move it on. So it's the same thing I talked about with multiple sex scenes. It's the same thing with it becomes, I'm not saying this to be sexual, masturbatory. And it's just you showing what you can do. Okay, we get it. Tell the story now. Another example of this is the movie Ronin. Now, Ronin is special in different ways. Robert De Niro, Jean Reno. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. That movie is a little too, I will say, masturbatory when it comes to the chase scene. Some of those chase scenes go on for a very, very, very long time. But it's the point of those scenes is to get you from point A to point B. But then once you start to realize, wait a minute, this is the point of the movie. This is what they were going for. Then you can say, okay, so what do I think about that? What do I think about that? It's basically John Frankenheimer saying, I want to make the movies with the best chase scenes in them of all time. Okay, well, all right. So now I got to take the movie on that level. Because if you watch Ronin with just the plot in mind, it's okay. But the chase scenes are insane. So it's kind of one of those things where you kind of have to look at what the filmmakers are trying to do and what they're trying to pull off. I think in a lot of ways, the Wachowskis pulled a lot of great things off, but they also, it's almost like they got a little too much. It's almost like they enjoyed the smell of their own farts a little too much. You know what I'm saying? And it got to be a little too much. And it's like, okay, focus. What are you trying to tell me? Are you trying to convince me of your philosophical ideas? Or are you trying to just look cool? What are you trying to do here? Because you're trying to do too many things at once. And that's what I think happens with the Matrix movies, is that that's why you get a feeling of, like, I can tell you right now, I've seen Matrix a huge amount of times, Matrix 2 about half of that, and then Matrix Reloaded or Revolutions, is that it? The third one, less than that. So it's kind of like they have a downward trend because of this idea of like you've lost your focus. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is the Matrix is an exercise in technical ability at the time, but it's also meant to be a philosophical whatever. But whatever, and it's just one of the, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's fine. I really like them. Okay. I talked way too long. 2001 is the goods too, especially on a big screen. I want to see 2001 in the theater. I want to see Lawrence of Arabia in 70 millimeter. I would love that. But yeah, the space movie. Yeah. I actually kind of hated 2001 the first time I saw it, but that was on VHS. Then a decade or so later, I was dating a girl who was a film student. She wanted to see 2001 on the big screen, so then I wanted to see it on the big screen, and it blew my tiny little mind. Yeah, the second time really opened my eyes to, or my tiny little mind. I can't hear that, Dave or Rob. Dav. Yeah, 2001 is one of those movies that just, it's not going to be for everybody. You know, there are going to be people that just, they can't get into it. April hated it. It was torture to her to watch it. But I don't think, and it's also, here's the other thing that you have to keep in mind. There are some people that when they sit down to watch a movie, they just want to be entertained. They don't care about a filmmaker's, you know, well, what I'm trying to get people to understand is blah, blah, blah. No. Just entertain me. And some people just want to be entertained. And that's the thing that I never really understood at Blockbusters. Like, why would you want to watch, you know, this stupid ass horror movie? You know, when you've got this movie. This movie's awesome. This movie will change your life. Some people don't want it. Life is already too complex. Just entertain me for a couple hours. That's what they want. So everybody's different. But I think that if you really wanted to get into film as a study, you have to take the time to kind of allow yourself to change with everything about the movie, the way that the filmmaker's trying to do it, the way that the time period, all those things. Probably also helped that I was a decade older. That too. I heard the main actor nearly got a heart attack because of filming it, and so many of them were on drugs. That's Apocalypse Now, yes. But it's even worse than that. Dude, the story behind Apocalypse Now is, there's a reason why there's so many people that watch Heart of Darkness and think it's one of the greatest documentaries about the making of a film ever. Because it's really insane. And it's made by Francis Ford Coppola's wife, Eleanor, who sadly passed away last year or the year before. But yeah, so that's the thing. See, KP Senti, I don't know what you're referencing because it was 25 minutes ago. How would you know that information? It's crazy how It's a Wonderful Life feels timeless. It doesn't feel as old as it is. Yeah, and it's all in the way that it's written. It's in the way that it's shot. Citizen Kane, oddly enough to me, feels very modern to me. Now, is it everybody's cup of tea? No. Is it slower, is it slower paced than a lot of today's, it's almost in a weird way, it's almost like a biopic. Yes, it's paced slower, it's edited slower, but it's still very, very modern in the way that it's made. And I mean, what was the Big Heat? The Big Heat, a noir film, and it feels like it was made maybe 10, 15 years ago. That's what that movie feels like to me. It's amazing. The upcoming Christopher Nolan film is actually a prequel to Kubrick's 1968 opus. What? I watched 2010 also. My boyfriend made me watch it. Okay. So I really like 2010, but it is not the same as 2001. 2001 is made to be almost a poem, a think piece, a meditation in a weird way. 2010 is a straight up crowd pleaser. And I love both of them. So I would drop a classified to watch a movie that long. I find movies just aren't that good nowadays, but shows are. Well, and that's the thing, is that the vast majority of big stories, big storytelling kind of things are being done on with shows these days. But there's still, I mean, now look, I was looking through my reviews from this year, all the movies that I did reviews for. All the movies that I went and watched, because I did a review on every movie that I watched in the theater this year. Yeah, there are a lot of very mid kind of movies, but there were a couple that really just they shone brightly to me. And that's why one of the things that I want to do on my I'm probably going to film this on Friday because I'm busy with Christmas, of course. But I want to do sort of a 2025 wrap up, and yeah, I want to highlight a bunch of different movies that I think people should check out, and people kind of either ignored while they were in while it was in the theater or whatever. But yeah, but you're right. I think a lot of quality storytelling is happening on streaming right now. I remember watching 10 minutes of Star Wars back in high school during AP Music Theory when the teacher was out and I left to go rehearse instead. I should sign up for that one website that lets you track what movies you watched and lets you leave notes on a message board. Letterboxd. But yes. You picked up that USS Enterprise Lego set? I'm still waiting on mine. Yeah, we picked it up, or we ordered it, and it said it wasn't going to get here till February, and it came like a week ago. Because I showed it off on last week's show. So, Lawrence, what an incredible film, beautifully shot and almost dreamy in a way. See, that's a movie where it's like, what is it? It's 3.5 hours. I will sit and watch that. I could sit and watch that movie. I did it. I put in the 4K. Up there. Is it up there? No, it's not. Wait. Is it? No, it's not. It's down there somewhere. Oh, it's right there. I haven't put it on the shelf yet. You know what I mean? But Lawrence is one of those movies that, for whatever reason, if I start it, I'm finishing it. It's just, there's no way around it. I get really sucked into it. It's just a fantastic film. But that, again, another movie that my wife hated. She was just like, this is so long. And I'm like, yeah, but it's wonderful. It's like Seven Samurai. Seven Samurai is another movie that, man, if I put that on, goodbye 4 hours or whatever. 2001 was definitely not for me. It was torture, so slow, and where was the story? See? And that's the thing. 2001 is the kind of movie that it's like, it's almost like I had to get on its level, whatever level that is. And once I did, and once I kind of tuned my consciousness to what they were trying to do, it really just worked for me. But again, every movie is different. And so it's like, for example, there's, say, a movie like 2001. And then there's a movie like Too Fast, Too Furious. Or Fast and Furious, whatever the latest one was. Fast 10. Okay. Those are two movies that are on completely different wavelengths. And a person can enjoy both, but you kind of have to recalibrate watching one and then watching the other. And you have to calibrate both ways. And that's the thing, is that can you calibrate to get on a movie's level, to figure out what's going on and the vibe that it has and all that kind of stuff. Blade Runner is one of those movies where if you're not on the vibe, if you're not on the frequency, it's just going to be boring and it's just a mess. But if you can get on that vibe, if you can get on that frequency, man, it's just a beautiful movie. But I don't know. Information of the context of the time period. I mean, it's all the things. It's all the things. But it's almost like you have to kind of put it in context with, I mean, it's just all the things. But yeah, you like 2010 more for sure. Yeah. And that's the thing. 2010 is much more for a mainstream audience. It's almost a popcorn movie. It's a smart popcorn movie. But there's nothing wrong with that. And guess what? It's also coming out in 4K early next year, I think. And I am buying that because I love it. I mean, you got John Lithgow, you got Bob Balaban, you got Helen Mirren. It's a really good movie. I enjoyed it a lot, but you know. I got to see Lawrence on 70 a bunch of years ago. Totally lived up to the hype. Man, I'm so jealous. Rob, who's your best actor this year? Ooh, that's a good question, Grim Raider. Good question. Best actor this year. Man, that is really difficult. Because here's the thing. It's one of the things that I remember Eddie Vedder said it. I think after they won the best music video for Jeremy, he said I never understood awards for, say, best actor, because it's not like they were all playing the same part and you can see which one does the better job with the same whatever. But it's really tough because to me, I think it's going to be, now I haven't seen Marty Supreme yet, and I got to be honest, I don't have a whole lot of interest. I don't have a whole lot of interest in seeing Marty Supreme. I was originally, but I kept hearing things about the way that it's presented that made me go, okay, this is not a movie I'm going to waste my Christmas day on. You know, I'm just not going to go and I don't want to watch a movie about a character that everybody hates. Well, he's meant to be hated. Yeah, I get that, but I don't want to spend my Christmas day like that, you know, or my Friday like that. So I heard Timothée Chalamet is quite brilliant in Marty Supreme. But of the two big movies, I would say the front runners would probably be, at least from what I've seen, would be Michael B. Jordan from Sinners and Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another. The weird thing is, I'm not even sure if Leo will be up for Best Actor. But I think both of those performances shook me. Like, Michael B. Jordan he's one of those actors that I've always kind of liked, you know, but then he honestly blew me away in Black Panther. You know, he was just so good in that. And then it's like every movie that I've seen him in, he just seems to be getting better and better and better. And in Sinners, he effortlessly played two separate individuals that are talking to each other. And it was just, it's not just his the way his delivery and all that stuff, but it's also the way that movie's put together is unbelievable. Now, some people didn't like Sinners, like at all, but I really enjoyed that movie, and I think it's got the most memorable scene this year. In fact, I think the two most memorable scenes that I saw in a theater this year, one is from Sinners and one is from One Battle After Another. So I think it's between those two. I'd probably give it to Michael B. Jordan. And I think if he wins, if anybody else wins, I mean, there's going to be movies that I haven't seen. You know, there's a lot of arty films that will get recognized, which is fine. But I haven't seen those. I'm talking about just from what I saw this year. I think Michael B. Jordan is probably, he gave the best performance this year. So that's just my answer. I can rewatch Lawrence any day of the week. Yeah, it really is one of those movies for me too. 2001 benefits massively from a second watch. You almost need to get the first watch out of the way to tune your expectations. Kind of like Rob with every Star Wars movie. Yep. Because you got to get your own brain out of the way and let the thing work. Isn't a movie meant to entertain? Why should it be torture? No, I get what you mean, but I mean, that's the thing. Some movies aren't for everybody, you know, and some people are, it's very easy to kind of tune and calibrate and go, oh, that's what this movie is. Okay, let's get on that level. And then some movies, I mean, look at, honestly, the Avatar films. I said it in my review. I'll say it here. I get it when somebody says, oh yeah, I watched that on Disney Plus and I thought it was boring. Okay. Here's the thing though. The Avatar movies are basically experiences in a movie theater, in 3D, in high frame rate. It's a different experience than what you're going to get on Disney Plus. Now, I understand if you look at the runtime and you go, wow, 3 hours and 7 minutes or 8 minutes, however long it is. Wow, that's a long time to be sitting your butt in a theater. True. But I guarantee you the experience you will have will be different than what you will get sitting at home on Disney Plus or sitting at home, period. It's just not going to be the same. I totally get if that's not your thing, but it is it's almost, and the what I guess the thing that I said in my review was that you wouldn't say, like, okay, this is just an example. And the Texas Giant is old at this point, but Six Flags, right? It's in Arlington. Six Flags over Texas. It's a thing. The Texas Giant comes out. It's a huge, it at the time was like one of the biggest roller coasters, and the wooden roller coasters and all that kind of stuff is breaking records, and people were like talking about it all the time. And if somebody saw a commercial on it and they go, I've seen the commercial, that's enough. No, it's one thing to see it in a commercial. It's another thing to experience it. And to me, Avatar is an experience, a theatrical experience. It's not something that you can get at home. You can buy it on 4K disc. It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be in 48 frames per second, and it's not going to be in 3D. So it's going to be a different experience. So anyway, that's all I'm trying to say. 2001 is one of those movies that you have to get on that level, and if you can, it's a great time. If you can't, or if you don't want to, for whatever reason, which you could be tired, you had a long day at work, you want to unwind with a film, and suddenly, you know, you got this, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. You're just kind of like, dude, can we please move on? Please. And I get it. So, I don't know. Hi, just visiting in, just here to remember Billy. Dalton. It's good stuff. And thank you. And we remember. Trust me, we remember. My take is that sometimes art is to entertain, sometimes it's just to make you feel something, and sometimes that thing is unpleasant. That is true. That is true. I mean, documentaries. A lot of documentaries are there they're not there to just entertain. I mean, some are to entertain, but some of them are to give you a feeling. And that feeling may be something, like you said, it might be uncomfortable. And sometimes people mix that in with the movies. So here you go. It's not your bias, Chalamet. Well, here's the thing. Chalamet I think he's a fantastic actor. I don't know about, like Marty Supreme has to be I don't know if he's going to win. If he wins, cool, whatever. But that's not, especially hearing what I've heard about it, I just don't care. I don't care about watching that movie in the theater because I hear he's just an awful guy. It's kind of like watching Uncut Gems. A lot of people loved Uncut Gems. I couldn't finish it. It was so cringy to me that I'm like, this is not entertaining to me. And sure, oh, well, if you can get on that level, but I couldn't. And it's just not, I don't like that guy's style of film. It's the same reason why I won't watch a lot of Lars von Trier movies. It's the same thing. I don't want to be depressed watching a movie like that. You know, his movies, some of them are just flat out depressing. It's just not my thing. But there you go. So excited for the Odyssey. Agamemnon looking like Batman. I mean, it looks amazing. I hope it's great. I'm there day one. I'm very, very excited. Yeah. And O is in Malone. Yeah. Bucho and I are in the same boat. I did not like 2001 the first time either. You got to do a most anticipated 2026 things vid, Robbie. You just gotta. Oh, it's already in the works. I've already got a list. I've already got a list of the 2026 movies, and it's stupid. There's so many freaking movies coming out. Anyone seen The Greatest Showman? It's surprisingly good. Every song is a banger. You're not wrong. The Greatest Showman is a really fun movie. I like it a lot. Oh, The Rise of Skywalker was released on this day 6 years ago. Oh, so that's how much I've been in pain and how long I've been in pain. No, I don't. Man, I don't like that movie. That is my least favorite Star Wars film for like absolutely no question. But thank you, Wraith, for bringing that up. My favorite is this one about 9 muses. It always makes me sad, especially in the ending scene. I'm guessing that's the one that you've talked about before that you like so much. And hello, Chris. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. It's been 6 years. Haven't seen it since. Yeah, Jody B. I watched it in the theater. And then I watched it when I first got the... Wait a minute. I don't know if I actually finished it. No, I watched it again. And was still just like baffled. And then I was irritated because it was like, because I watched the making of, and it was so frustrating because all of those people thought they were making the best movie ever. They were putting all of their passion, all of their being into the work and trying to make the best movie possible. And the story failed them. So it's terrible. But yeah. Maybe it's a doc about a K-pop group. Yep, I think you've talked about it. Or there's multiple documentaries about that. Or about a K-pop group that you've talked about. Yeah. Maybe you need to watch it a second time and it will be great. If you're talking about Rise of Skywalker, I did try it a second time and it was just terrible. It was even worse the second time because it's like I knew what was coming and was going, why? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? It doesn't make any sense. Hey, let's do that Goonies thing where you hold up the thing and, oh, really? Really? It's one thing for, a couple of 100 years to pass and maybe the rocks might have weathered away and stuff like that in the Goonies. And that, that is a possibility, but it's a little more likely than, wreckage that fell from from space that would be constantly shifting because of the water, the raging water. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. That movie's, I could go on a freaking, we don't want to do that right now because it's 10 o'clock. It's time to move over to Discord. Oh, and by the way, Discord hangout, folks, if you're going to hang out in the Discord tonight, I'm shutting it off at 11, which is in 51 minutes. So if you want to chat, you better get on over there now because I'm going to go, we're going to wrap up the stream and then we're going to head over there and we're going to do the thing for a bit and then yeah, bedtime because I am beat. It's been a long couple of days. I'm going to just tell you. Yeah, they fly now. You didn't like the 5 minutes of screen time the Night of Rent had? I didn't actually care about the Knights of Ren. I just wanted a story that made sense. I wanted to be able to look at the 9 movies and there be a thread, and there wasn't. And it's terrible. You could have at least wrapped up that trilogy. You didn't even do a good job of wrapping up the trilogy, let alone 9 films. Anyway, I'm logging all the movies I've ever seen and can remember into that website right now. Do it. Do it. Best fan theory to fix Rise of Skywalker was to have Kylo have the redemption story and Rey die. Kylo would then take up his true family name of Skywalker at the end. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you could have changed that. But like people have done their fan films, their fan edits, and it's just like, unfortunately, you're stuck with what's been filmed, and then anything else is like, I watched Rise of Skywalker 4 times in theaters, and sadly, it only got worse each time. I'm guessing that was because of family. Let's see. Nah, dude, I love Star Wars. I grew up in the right time for Star Wars, but most of the new stuff, it's for me. I don't need to watch all of it. Oh, and that's true too. I still think it's the worst one. I hope Star Wars gets revived because it was a great franchise. I mean, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Andor, and again, Andor's not for everybody, but Andor for me was one of those things that made me just go, oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. So good. Interested to know what you think of Jon Favreau as a director and his work on The Mandalorian. I feel like it's very surface level, fine. I'm really curious to see how this movie's going to go because that first trailer looks like I don't understand why it's a movie. It looks like it honestly looks like just an extension of the TV show, which is really unfortunate. I was expecting to see something to make me go, "Oh, that's why this is a movie." I don't really understand. I don't really understand why they're doing it. If you like the new stuff, great. I'm happy there's people that continue to enjoy the world. Isn't for me. Oh, I gotcha. Other fan theories are Rey and Kylo just have nasty, sloppy sex all the time. I mean, there is that. There's a lot of shippers out there. Plot twist, Kathleen Kennedy is the Emperor all along. See, O is in Malone. I think, unfortunately, the way that the hierarchy is set up with Lucasfilm and then Disney in charge, I think you're thinking Bob Iger. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure Kathleen Kennedy had plenty of a hand in a lot of things that went wrong, but you can't blame everything on her. You know, if there's anything that came out of Star Wars in the since Disney took over, if there's anything you liked, Kathleen Kennedy was also in charge of that too. So just keep that in mind. So, but I get it. You love Andor? See, that's the thing. She was in charge when, she helped produce Andor too. So it's just one of those things where it's like, there's a lot of people out there, I would say not the best actors, not the best. There are people that thrive on hate and thrive on drama. And I just don't believe that, like with anything, I don't believe that Kathleen Kennedy is the only problem at Disney / Lucasfilm. There's a lot of problems. But anyway, I had various groups of fan mates who saw it at different times. So I saw the worst one the most times. Oh, sorry. All right, I'm going to work on my Paladin Diablo. Merry Christmas. Hey, Jody B, thank you so much. Everybody, let's wrap this up here. Thank you so much for, man, even just showing up for 5 minutes. You just don't understand what that means to me because I'm a nobody. And I am. And the thing is, I love movies and I love talking to you guys. It's so much fun. And I love sharing, tonight we didn't really have much news, but I just have a great time with you guys. And I'm glad that you guys give me 5 minutes of your time. So thank you guys so much for watching. And again, happy all the things. I hope all the things go well for you. We haven't had the best year, in a lot of ways, but I hope next year is good, and I hope you have a good Christmas, or anything, or a good day, whatever. Avengers Doomsday teaser already at 7+ million. Wow. Merry Christmas, Rob. Texans, Americans, Canadians, humans, and gamers. Warehouse Dave, thank you so much. O is in Malone, thank you. Bonobo Juice, good to see you, sir. Bucho, see you in a couple of minutes. All the small things. And Feliz Navidad. Yes, exactly. But thank you, guys. We'll see you next Tuesday and stuff. I hope it'll be better by Christmas Day. Me too. I appreciate that. My wife is also not feeling great either. I hope she's better by Christmas. But hey, we'll see you next time. Bye.